Because we're live, bitches.
Coming soon to this theater.
It's alive. It's moving. It's coming this way.
Hey everybody, what is up? It is Brian. I'm back for another episode of the Horror Movie Club. The club where, what do? We watch horror movies, of course. We always try to make sure that we are covering a movie that's not behind a paywall. That is to say, you can watch it for free on Tubi or Plex or YouTube or any one of like several free streaming sites. And so if you're listening to us talk about the movie, you think to yourself, hey, that sounds pretty cool. Guess what? You can watch it completely for free by clicking a link below in the description. And it's always an uncensored version of the movie because I would never send you to like a fucked up edited version of a horror movie. I mean, who does that? You know, that's like, I don't know, like a horror movie with all the gore cut out. That's like a porn with all the penetration cut out. It just, you know, kind of defeats the purpose. Yeah, I'm feeling a little goofy today. Luckily, I got some people who are much more level-headed than me hanging out. Matt, what is going on, brother, man?
What's up, bro? How you doing?
I'm all right, brother. I'm all right.
Hell yeah. Yeah, man. Just getting ready to close out Butch Cleaver 2 tonight. That's it. I'm closing down the campaign finally. So,
yes,
yeah, that's what I'm gearing up for after this show. So,
yes. Everybody, be sure to prepare yourselves and check that out because Matt's closing out Butch Cleaver, and what can I say? It's a hell of a lot of fun. It's a really fun book, and you should go back it. And hopefully he'll send you one of those dope ass bottle openers that'll fucking leave a fucking dent.
Oh yeah,
there's a
few left. There's 7 left. So.
I love mine. I actually wish I drank more beer just so I could use that fucking thing.
Right.
Oh
shit.
Yeah.
Oh
God. Yeah, man.
Shit. I got a great idea, guys.
Shoot.
Brian, we're not going to kill this stream. We're all going to go over to Matt's channel and do the closeout, but I'm going to put this stream on Matt's channel.
Okay.
So it keeps playing to all 8 of these destinations as well.
We can do that.
Good idea, Matt? What do you think?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, you'll be on 9 different channels, dude, with your closeout. So
only if Matt feels like it. If Matt doesn't feel like it, that is totally fucking
no,
good.
I just asked Matt. That's what I said.
All right.
Yeah,
but wait to put the guy on the spot.
Yeah, dude, I just got the idea. What the hell? It was a great idea, right?
Yeah, I just had to step out of the room to get
I got one of those too.
This beautiful little piece. I love the fact too that you can see that this is done in like a notebook and just torn out. I love that, man. Great shit. And I'm happy to say, man, dude, I saw that post that piece that you posted. Was that today or yesterday? And dude, you are really getting better. Homeboy is leveling up, and that's always.
And when you hang out with people like these, you gotta level up. Ain't that right?
You're hanging out with people like Preston SUV.
When you're hanging out with people like these, you got to level.
I'm going to Matt's channel and do some sketches of Butch Cleaver tonight.
Oh hell yeah!
Thanks, dude. To close that.
That's what's up.
Fuck yeah!
I like Butch Cleaver. He's awesome.
Hell yeah.
Oh no, Butch Cleaver is dope, man. God, he's a character I would love to use.
Can you
Maybe we should
imagine
put
if
him in
Butch
Hell
Cleaver
Knight
was
or
a
something.
porn star? Like
Yeah.
he'd make all kinds of bones. You know what I'm saying?
Sleeving some shit, huh?
He would always have a
thought
boner.
The best,
On
because,
deck
you know, people
all the
are like,
time.
well, like, what would your porno name be?
Right.
And mine is really simple because it's the manliest one. It's got to be the manliest name I've ever heard. It's a real guy's name. Oh yeah, there you check that out. Yeah, beautiful. That
It's
is.
another one. See, this dude's got mad skills. Yo.
Matt was saying if he was a gay porn star, his porn name would be the Bone Collector.
Oh man, that would hurt.
But no, yeah, there's a guy, a producer in Hong Kong. He has the manliest name I've ever heard. Dixon Poon. When I saw it, I was like, Dixon Poon?
Dixon.
What in the actual fuck? Would you want to fuck with a guy named Dixon Poon? I think not. I could see like a really tough gangster, just like, who's like, we're pretty here to see you, sir. I'll tell him to go fuck himself.
Oh man, that's funny.
Sir, I'm so sorry that you had to wait. Can we get you some coffee, a cannoli or something?
Right.
You don't want to fuck with Dixon Poon, man. Oh my God. He was married to Michelle Yeoh too.
Really?
Yo.
Yeah. Yo, I know who she is.
Yeah, so I mean, and when she was at her smoking freaking hottest. So yeah, I mean, Dixon Poon. I mean, what lady's gonna turn you down? Your name is Dixon Poon,
right? That's funny.
Oh man,
Just
making my face hurt, guys. I stretched it out a little bit. Oh man!
Oh my God! Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, tonight we are talking about a really, really strange, a really weird, fucked up movie. It is, of course, Legend of the Seven Golden Vampires, also known as The Seven Brothers Meet Dracula. That's how I first saw it on VHS. It was one of the first movies to come out of VHS. Hey, where the hell did we go?
Oh, you're still there. I'm just showing them the title of the movie. Just showing them the title of the movie. Guys, there it is.
All right. Yeah, actually, let me share my screen because, you know, this being a horror-related show, but also being a comic book-related show, one of the things I always do whenever we cover any movie is I scour the internet for art. And I found some really cool shit here because, you know, Hammer put out a magazine back in the 70s, a black and white magazine. So it was like, you know, Famous Monsters of Filmland or something like that, but dedicated just to Hammer. And each and every issue had like a 10 to 15 page adaptation of a Hammer movie. Like I have the Captain Kronos one, which is
that's
awesome.
just dope.
Check that out.
Yeah,
that's
dude.
awesome.
Yeah. It even looks better in the movie. I hate to say it.
Oh yeah.
It's just
it's funny
the movie's
too,
dope
because,
too, but
no, I mean, look, a lot of the special effects and everything are really cheesy. It's one of those things where it's just like I could totally accept it because, of course, you know, you're using your imagination and it's fantasy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But fuck, man, I personally think that the vampires in this are actually genuinely fucking creepy. Especially when they're moving their lips, right? At the sight of human blood, they start going like fish lips. Like,
yeah, they do look pretty original.
Yeah, I mean, well, because I mean, the way that this movie happened is really interesting. You had Hammer, right? Who were in 1973 still fucking kicking out the jam, still cranking out fucking horror movies, gothic horror movies, and they were getting bloodier, right? Because this is around the time when they were like, oh, we can start putting blood. Well, I mean, the Hammer movies had always been pretty fucking gory.
Yeah.
Especially for their time. But they were getting even gorier. And then, of course, they started adding boobage, too. One of the things that I love about this movie is, you know, Hammer was all about like the heaving bosoms, right? Like the booby dresses and everything, like I always say. And I thought it was sexier when it was about the booby dresses. But here you've got Chinese girls. Nothing against Chinese girls. They're gorgeous, but they are a little bit deprived in the chest area. And so, you're not going to get any booby hammer dresses in this. So what happens is the vampires, when they catch a chick, they just rip her top off. So
Yeah, that was kind of funny.
tell me that.
That's all they're doing. They're just going for their shirts. Is like, what?
Yep. It's like, let's check out that rack. See if you're like good enough for our satanic blood sacrifice. Yeah, check this out. So this is a full adaptation. Who dares disturb the sleep of Dracula? So
That's really good. Who's the artist on that?
Yeah, it's sick, dude.
let me see, because these were generally really good.
So yeah, our girl in the chat, Carrie, she has a thing about the way I say horrors. And she says it sounds like horror all the time. So I sent her a message with the link to the show saying, the horror movie club is on. Only I spelled it the way she hears it. So, what can I tell you?
I hear that.
It doesn't have a name,
I
does
can't
it?
see.
It's got the actors' names instead of the artists.
Try to get away with anything, Carrie. Oh my shit.
No, these aren't the actors' names, but I can't really make them out.
Peter Cushing is an actor, though, isn't he?
Well, Peter Cushing is Grand Moff Tarkin, man. Come on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I know.
Like,
How
like
cool is it for me, a Hammer stan, to like go to the supermarket and see Peter Cushing staring at me from like a box of like Star Wars fruit roll-ups. And then, of course, the guy in the Darth Vader costume is David Prowse, who is also in a bunch of Hammer movies. He was a strongman in Vampire Circus. He was the monster in, I think it was Evil of Frankenstein. He was in a bunch of these because, of course, Star Wars was shot in England and Shepperton Studios. So they utilized the local talent, needless to say. Yeah, and I don't see any signatures. That's a nice page right here. See, that's some cool storytelling. This is the kind of shit.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
That art style looks real familiar.
That's dope. I like that page too, previous with all those panels. Yeah, that one. I love them all. I love all those panels.
Right?
It's a hard read, but it's fun. I like that.
Yeah. And there's a link. I think I dropped it in the chat, in the not the chat, in the DM group, where you can actually click on this shit. As a matter of fact, let me share that right now. It's a Peter Cushing fan page that posted this. Let me drop that shit in the chat. And you can go check out and download and read this comic, or you can just read it off the monitor.
What magazine is that?
If you care to. This is Hammer Magazine.
Mm-hmm.
The House.
You know which issue?
Let's see here, because I only have like one or two of these. It's number 4. Nice. I know they didn't make that many. I think there's only like 10 issues.
Looks like I have to go hunt for treasure.
One. Ooh. Sorry, Preston, what were you saying?
So it looks like I'm going to have to go on a hunt.
Right?
On that magazine.
Well, I mean, once again, how fucking cool is Google? I mean, fuck Google for, political reasons and shit like that. But the technology is just so great. I'm just like, well, let me see what kind of cool art there is that's out there that's related to this movie. And you get cool shit like this. There's some on-set photographs. And there's the final page of the comic. And then, of course, always got to take a look at the posters. Look at that one. Is that fucking cool?
It's goddamn beautiful right there. Jesus Christ.
It looks like the cover of a comic book, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Looks kind of reminds me of Struzan a little bit. Just a little bit.
Of who?
Drew Struzan. Just a little.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I really love this piece. Like, out of all of the different posters, this is the one I thought was the coolest. Yeah. And I was like, well,
looks pretty scary.
I mean, I don't know if this is new or old, because of course you have people doing fan posters.
Yeah.
Are you guys ready for another Spider-Man reboot?
What? No way.
Fuck, you know what? I can give a rat's ass what Marvel does with anything.
No way.
You know, their big thing for Halloween was, you're going to get to watch the Werewolf by Night movie that we made. You know, the one that sucked ass from last year? Yeah, you're going to be able to watch that in full color. Yay. So you're going to get to see Man-Thing basically with Groot's personality. And fucking, and I have to say, a really shitty werewolf design. I
just saw something really stupid where they're going to reboot Peter Parker becoming Spider-Man later in life after he's already married to MJ with kids. What? Get the fuck out of here!
Weird.
What the fuck is? Well, yeah, but you know what? I'm starting to see things from the point of view of a cultural vandal. I'm starting to see things the way they see things. Like, how can I, like, if I were going to fuck this up, how would I fuck this up?
Yes, how can I fuck this up? That's how I look at it.
How can I make Batman look like a cuck? I know. Catwoman's going to get pregnant. Baby's not his, I'm sure.
I can sum this up.
He's going to follow her around with a fat bucket for her to puke into when she has morning sickness.
I can sum this up so simply, guys. Everybody knows I'm a stoner. I like get high. I like stoner comics, but every comic doesn't need a stoner. Thor don't need to be a fucking surfer. You guys quit messing with everything, man. Damn.
You guys watch Ragnarok?
Which what? The movie or
the Norwegian Thor?
I watched a couple of episodes.
Yeah, TV show.
I thought. I'm sorry. I thought you meant but the was that Thor 3?
No, I'm talking about the TV series.
Oh,
Netflix show, right?
No, I haven't seen.
So the final episode aired, and I watched it, and it was the worst thing ever because it turns out that all 3 seasons were just a figment of his imagination.
Oh, horrible!
God.
That's horrible.
I was like, wait, what? He was having a what?
Better read in mind. That's what that is. Better read.
The only time that has ever worked was Invaders from Mars, right? Because a kid wakes up, it was all just a dream, but then he starts, hearing these sounds and sees the fucking flying saucer.
Bad.
Landing in his backyard. And you realize that everything that you just saw is going to happen. It's the only time that conceit has ever been forgivable. But yeah, Preston, if you want to watch a good Thor movie, check out Mortal. I think that's on Amazon.
I seen it. It was amazing. Turns out he's Thor's son.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I fucking love that. I thought that was brilliant.
Oh,
and the place where the film ended, I thought was brilliant. Oh, so fucking good. Yeah.
I don't think you can get better than that. That's how good it was. Like it was
really good. Really good shit.
All you people that make cool ass indie films, bring them to Roku. No competition with mainstream.
For sure. Roku's a better deal than Netflix, evidently. Like a lot of indie filmmakers are saying, yeah, take your shit to Roku, take your shit to Tubi.
Well, I mean, even Tubi, even Tubi, you're in competition with a shit ton of mainstream movies. It's hard to get your little movie seen. I'm talking about bringing it to our Roku platform where there won't be any competition. It'll just be you guys.
Well, what pisses me off is that the audience for good trashy 70s exploitation horror movies is so good. So many people are watching that shit that they come out with new shit and then the cover art makes it look like it's from the 70s.
Right.
I fucking hate that.
Yeah.
And then I'll check what the year is. And I'm just like, you motherfucker.
Grind my gears.
Retro marketing. They're trying to show you, hey, it's for you, even though it's not really for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Like not what I was fucking looking for. So, and kind of an interesting story behind this. This was at that point when Hammer Studios was getting more adventurous. They were starting to make movies like Dr. Jekyll and Sister Hyde, Captain Kronos, Vampire Hunter, right? Where you have this hero who's a vampire hunter who has a samurai sword and smokes weed and meditates.
The best.
They were starting to get a little crazy with shit, right? They were starting to get a little crazy with shit. Frankenstein Created Woman. That's another one, which is actually a brilliant horror film.
Frankenstein versus the Hell Beast was pretty badass too.
Versus the Hell Beast? Did you say? Or are you thinking
no, the Hell Beast,
the monster from hell?
No, Frankenstein versus the Hell Beast.
Have not seen it. Have not seen it.
You're lagging. That's.
Is it like is that new or is that old?
No, it's like they it's old. It's really old. Like, but it's almost like they take somebody's.
Are you talking about Frankenstein meets a space monster?
No. Frankenstein meets the Hell Beast.
That sounds pretty awesome.
Oh, wait, I'll find it for you.
I have not seen it unless I've seen it under a different title, because that's one of the things that's funky about horror movies is that they have a lot of different titles.
Right.
It's with some movies it's crazy. It's crazy. I think the movie that I've seen that has the most alternate titles is Living Dead at the Manchester Morgue, also known as Let Sleeping Corpses Lie, and Don't Open the Window, and about like 500 other titles.
Huh.
But
I'm sorry, it's Frankenstein versus the Monster from Hell.
Frankenstein.
Yes. Oh yeah. No. I mean,
I gotta write that down. So I think you talked about that before, Preston, didn't you?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, here's the movie poster right here.
I gotta.
Oh, it's a nice poster.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? The dude looks like a Sasquatch. Like,
yeah, it's my favorite.
I think I remember that. Frankenstein.
I wouldn't say it's my favorite of the Hammer Frankenstein movies, but it's definitely the best design.
No, it's not my favorite. I can tell you that right now, because I was expecting Frankenstein's monster to go against the monster from hell, but it was just Dr. Frankenstein,
Right, I guess it's Hammer.
I love the different designs,
it's the
man.
Hammer Frankenstein series, and the Hammer Frankenstein series is different than the Universal Frankenstein series.
Yeah.
In that Frankenstein is the monster.
Yeah.
The monster he creates, that's like, for every movie, it's like a new monster.
They focus heavy on the doctor.
Like this fiend. I mean, by like what? I think Frankenstein Must Be Destroyed. I think that's like the third or fourth movie in the series. He's like a serial killer and a rapist. I mean, just fucking.
They held back, not at all. When
I think they held back a little bit.
They're like, no, let's go all the way. Just put some rape in there. It'll be fine. We're English. We can get away with anything.
I was gonna kick out of
they were pushing the boundaries, man.
Those
movies were reviled by a lot of critics, and but there wasn't a moral panic over them the way that there was when the Video Nasties thing took off. Where they started
when the Rocky Horror Picture Show first came out, people hated that too. Like parents hated it. They thought it was fucking going to destroy.
Well, look, kids are always going to need shit that's going to piss off their parents, right? I mean, like that's why, like when Marilyn Manson came along, I listened to the music and everything, and I'm like, this isn't really my thing, but I see what he's doing. He's doing Alice Cooper.
Yeah.
Right. And every generation needs its own Alice Cooper. It needs.
Speaking of Alice Cooper, I'll be right back.
Boogeyman, you got it, brother.
I love all the different designs of Frankenstein.
Alice is gone. They need to not try to be the next Alice Cooper. Okay.
No. Well, they need to be the Boogeyman. Is what I'm saying, and they need to not. You want somebody that's not going to do like a direct imitation. You want somebody that's going to capture the spirit of Alice Cooper, but for that time, right? So not like sense. Alice Cooper from the 70s, but like an Alice Cooper for like whatever year it is, I
wonder who the modern Cooper is now, because I mean, Rob Zombie was one of them, and then Marilyn Manson's another one. And,
Manson for sure. For sure.
I know he's homies with Alice. Zombie is. I think they called it like the Twins of Evil tour.
They were on a tour together.
Manson and fucking Rob, because they're the twins of Alice Cooper. You know what I mean? So they would call them the twins.
Evil.
Yeah, I've seen
Twins
Rob
of
Zombie
Evil.
before live. I forgot all about that shit.
I saw him when he was in White Zombie opening up for Danzig.
Yeah,
and we were like,
crazy.
I remember, like, I thought, like, you know, they were right. You know me, I'm not a really big fan, but yeah, check this out. This is the and actually that's Darth Vader, Dave Prowse.
I remember this design. I could have.
Is it creepy?
Didn't we watch this in a movie one time?
No, we didn't cover this movie on this channel.
Maybe we didn't. I thought we did.
And you know, one of the things that's so great too, and I know I always go off about this at length, but you know, I grew up watching these movies on TV and then seeing them on VHS, and now they're fucking Blu-ray.
Yeah,
like,
right.
The copy I was watching of Legend of the Seven Golden Vampires was phenomenal. And you know, you could really like, you know, sometimes it can be a little bit to the detriment of the film in some respects,
right?
Depending on who you are, because you really see all the flaws in the special effects. Like it was on like a muddy videotape or something like that. You know, you kind of get away with shit, and then it's just like there's nothing to hide. Nothing to hide.
It's live. It's at that point. It's live. Like I remember the first time I started, like I got like a high def TV, you know. Yeah. And I just felt like everything looked live. It actually didn't even fucking look live. It looked like I was standing in the room, like it was happening next to me. Now I don't have that anymore because I'm so my brain has accepted it so much. It doesn't even, you know. But when I first started watching it, it just looked like I was there. Like even the old movies felt like I was on the set there watching it happen.
Right, and I don't like that.
Yeah, I didn't like it either. Now I'm just kind of numb to it.
Well, wouldn't it be cool if you could just switch? Right? Yeah. If you had filters and just like, okay, here's 4K.
I like DVD, bro.
VHS.
I think DVD is perfect, I think. It's like right in the middle of everything. It's like in between Blu-ray and 4K and fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
it
still has the magic, and it's still like a decent, like, you know, I think DVD is where it's at. You know?
I think DVD
my fucking PlayStation gave up too. I just, it sucks.
But I'm one of those motherfuckers that has to have certain movies in every format. Right.
That's cool. Yeah.
And then there's a lot of Blu-rays out there that I don't recommend. The Mad Max Blu-ray looks just like the DVD.
Oh, really?
But then if you watch the Mad Max 2, the Road Warrior Blu-ray, and it will blow your fucking mind.
Yeah. I mean, it is pretty cool, like watching shit on the high def. Like the high def, it's almost like watching it on a new thing. Like, you know how you're talking VHS, DVD, Laserdisc, Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Well, when you get the high def TV, it's like a new thing already. You know, everything goes into that high def when you watch it on that high def TV. You know, fucking crazy.
I remember watching some of Star Wars like that, and it was freaking me out. I was like, I would not want to be like tripping on acid and like suddenly turn this on.
But you get used to it after about like 6 months. After about 6 months, I got used to it. Like it doesn't even faze me anymore, which I don't like. Because like it takes it. I don't know. It takes the magic away.
Check it out. This is the DVD.
I don't remember Dracula popping up at the end of the movie too much, right? He didn't come back, did he?
No, he did.
He did? Oh, okay.
No, he does. Yeah. And fights Van Helsing. Unless you watched the version that was like edited, baby. I mean, because of course I didn't watch the version that I linked to. I watched the version that's like, you know, like the new 2K shit.
Yeah.
But every version I've seen, you know, Dracula always comes back. And you know what? That's like the one thing. Well, this movie has quite a few flaws. I love it, but there's certain things they fucked up with. One of them is the fight scenes aren't that great, right? The kung fu isn't as good as the kung fu you normally get in a Shaw Brothers movie, which normally should have your fucking jaw on the floor. Like, you can't believe these guys are doing this shit, right? The other thing is that it doesn't have Christopher Lee. Like, wouldn't that have been great? I mean, the actor that they get to play Dracula's...
You know, Lee would have been perfect. Even Price would have been... Well, Price would have kind of made it hammy, I think. in a way, maybe. I know it's
well, yeah, John Carradine at this point I think was too old. John Carradine was never really a good Dracula. And here's the thing too, you had a lot of Draculas between Lugosi and Lee. Lee was the redefinition, right? He was the first Dracula with fangs.
He's the best. You can't top him.
And the
like
best.
My favorite is fucking obviously Gary Oldman. He's my favorite actor. Like he is the pinnacle. But right underneath, if not even better, is arguably Lee. Lee's fucking James Bond, for fuck's sake. You know what I mean? Dude. He's royal, like blood, like all kinds of crazy shit, dude. Like he is a little, like he's a fucking gangster,
dude.
You know, he's perfect. He's huge. Like all these check boxes, you know.
Yup.
Fucking metal.
Hell yeah. And you know, we watched that Jeff Franco adaptation of Dracula, Count Dracula, and that's the one where he has the mustache.
Yeah, gangster, dude.
And the gray hair, and it's just like, holy shit.
That's like that and Bram Stoker.
Dracula.
Yeah, that and Bram Stoker, like the two, like exactly, but they're pretty fucking legit, you know.
Oh man, so great.
Robot.
But...
yeah.
Oh, but it's all good. But yeah, so at this point, Hammer was getting a little more experimental, and the Shaw Brothers were just killing it with the fucking kung fu movies. Killing it. Now, if you don't know who the Shaw Brothers are, if you don't know what Shaw Brothers kung fu movies are, you're obviously not a Wu-Tang Clan fan. That's for damn sure. They made the best kung fu movies. That is to say until, of course, Golden Harvest came along, and then because you know, the problem with Shaw Brothers was if you signed with them, you were getting robbed. Like I can guarantee you, David Chiang, for instance, who was a big star, one of Shaw's biggest stars at that moment, you know, got paid fucking pennies for this. That's why guys like Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan were just like, they took a look and went at Shaw's and they were like, fuck this, and they went and formed Golden Harvest. But the mood of those movies, like for instance, like Pops was like, I was expecting Bruce Lee. This ain't Bruce Lee. This is more like the Peking opera.
I was hoping for Bruce Lee versus Dracula, and that's not what I got.
There's a Bruce. Well, you know, then of course there's the whole genre of Bruce-sploitation.
Yeah, I know.
That's right. That's just to say there's an entire genre of movies that are rip-offs to make you think that they're Bruce Lee movies when they're not Bruce Lee movies. Mm-hmm. And there's one from Brazil called Bruce Lee versus Gay Power, which I haven't seen. I have it, but I haven't seen it. I gotta watch that shit someday. But yeah, this was like when the films had a lot of weapons, right? So the actors that you saw in these movies were they basically grew up in the Peking opera school, right? And even then, the Peking opera was practically dead. Nobody went to watch that shit, except like old men and women. Right? Bruce Lee, Bruce L.I. Well, yeah, my favorite, Bruce Ree. Bruce R-H-E-E.
Bruce Ree. We are
yeah. Oh, the best. Actually, there's one that's actually the two best Bruce-sploitation movies, I'll tell you right now, and they're available on streaming. You can watch that shit right now. The clones of Bruce Lee, where it's like these guys are like, Bruce Lee got murdered. We need to avenge his murder. Well, who should avenge his murder?
A clone of Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee. So they clone him, and they have like 3 guys that are like clones of Bruce Lee. The guys that they looked as much like Bruce Lee as possible and done up like him and all doing all this mannerisms and shit. But my favorite part are their names. Bruce Lee #1, Bruce Lee #2, Bruce Lee #3.
See, I really, really want to see that fucking movie now.
I do
too.
Awesome.
It's awesome, dude.
What is that called?
You watch that shit right now, son.
What is it called?
Clones of Bruce Lee.
It's so direct too. It's like even a cool title.
Leaves nothing to the imagination. And then there's Game of Death 2, which takes footage from like Enter the Dragon and other movies and splices them in, but it does a much better job of it than the actual first Game of Death movie did.
I need to say something real quick. The getting back to the Alice Cooper thing, like,
yes,
I'm a fan of Salvador Dali, right?
Oh yeah.
So
sure.
On Prime, there's a Salvador Dali movie, right? And it just came out.
Ben Kingsley?
It's called Dali Land. Yeah.
Yes.
And it's really, really good. And one thing I didn't know was that Alice Cooper was a fixture at all of Dali's parties. You know what I'm saying?
No
like
shit.
he was. In fact, Dali's wife was in love with the guy who played Jesus in fucking, what was it?
Jesus Christ Superstar?
Yeah, that's what it was. And she told Alice Cooper, she was like, Alice Cooper, his music will be eternal, where yours will fade into nothingness. But so anyway, like me and my wife were talking about it, I was like, yeah, I'm a really huge fan of Dali's work. And she goes, my mother has an original Dali, like, signed lithographs hanging in our bathroom at her house.
Wow.
Yeah. And she went to her mother's house and got it for me.
Oh shit.
No.
Get
No
the fuck outta
fucking
here.
way.
Oh, crazy.
No fucking way.
Wow.
Wait, hold on, let's go get a look at that.
It's going in the office. That will
Yeah,
definitely go into the office.
Here, bust that again, man. We didn't get a good look at it.
I remember seeing one of his videos like as a young age. My next door neighbor was like taking art school classes. Did you guys see? I don't know how many videos or movies he put out, you know, but yeah, it was like an interview movie, but it would jump back and forth to like his artwork and just crazy shit. You know what I mean? Like him coming out of the egg and things like that. You know.
He
He's
and
insane.
Louis Brunel made a movie called Un Chien Andalou. I forget what that translates to. That's that movie that has that image of the eyeball being sliced.
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah. That was Salvador Dali.
It wasn't a real. Was it a human eyeball or was it a goat or something like that? Like, but I remember
it was like a pig's eye that they got from like a butcher shop or something.
And one of the things that really, like, I knew it, but I don't think my wife knew it, was that Dali was clean. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
He was just crazy.
He said, because people would ask him, like, dude, do you do drugs? And he said, I do not do drugs. I am drugs.
Yeah, he was completely clean.
Alejandro Jodorowsky was going to pay him some ridiculous amount of money to play Baron Harkonnen in the Dune movie.
Oh, that would have been insane. He would have been.
It would have been crazy. It would have been completely crazy. And evidently, I think he just wanted to do it just so he could hang out with Dali.
Get some life experience.
Well, I mean, both, brilliant surrealists.
They are already dead.
But yeah, there's this image here of. I always thought was really creepy. Evidently, some of the graves that they have in Asia are like pots, right? And what they do is they don't stretch the body out. They basically put the body in a fetal position, right?
Stick it in a barrel. Yeah.
No, I've seen that. You're right.
Right from the womb of life to the womb of
and they mummify it.
Yeah.
They do like the snitches in Arizona too.
And shit, like pickle them in something. I don't know. But what's creepy about this is that, like, when you see this zombie pop out of one of these graves, it looks like a hatching egg.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I said that.
Thinking of Dolly right there.
Brian, they do that to snitches in Arizona too. They bury them in.
Horror movies are full of surrealism. I'm sorry, what was that, Pops?
I say they do that to snitches in Arizona too. They put them in barrels and bury them in the desert.
Oh yeah.
Ain't seen one come out yet though.
Wait, hold on. I love it. Actually, wait. I think I have more footage of that scene. But like, that's the trick that I think is really works. That's really charming. Is when they come flying down. golden vampires come flying down as bats,
The
and then they'll
bats in the
fly
cave, yeah.
behind a like a stalactite or something, and then a vampire will jump out. Let's see.
Close. They are all dead.
Oh, and all the people that you knew in the beginning of the movie were going to end up being vampires, or end up getting bitten. It's like you can pick them out right away. Oh, that one's going to get turned in. That one's going to get turned.
That's a brilliant way to turn a man into a bat, or a bat into a man. Is to have him flying directly into the stalactite, and a man appears on the other side.
Or then there's one that flies directly at the camera.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Here, let's take a look at that. Boom!
That's beautiful. That's awesome.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, I like that. That's bad.
Like real fucking simple, old school special effect and really effective. I think it's, I don't know. I think it's fucking dope.
In the Black Belt Hall of Fame. Strike at their hearts!
Strike at their hearts!
Yeah, of course, we got Peter Cushing. Yeah, so basically the way that this movie happened was Hammer was killing it with the horror. Shaw Brothers was killing it with the kung fu. A lot of the people at Shaw Brothers spoke English, right? Because you're talking that they were in Hong Kong. Hong Kong was being leased to England at the time, right? And then there was that turnover in 1997. But, you know, it's just like the Hammer movies were doing really well in Asia. They were very popular in Japan. They were also very popular in China and other parts of Asia. And then the Kung Fu movies were becoming popular in the West. So they were like, hey, why don't we just do a fucking, like, a vampire Kung Fu movie?
Promote. Let's cross-promote.
Yes. Well, look, I'm a sucker for cross-cultural shit, right? And to me, it's like in New York City, you get all these fusion restaurants, right?
I just respect anybody that's looking for a bigger fan base and they're willing to explore other avenues to do it, whether it be cross-promotion or collaboration with somebody in a different genre, whatever it is. I can only respect it.
My brothers cannot survive another attack.
And so they got Robert Young, who is the director of a lot of the Hammer Dracula movies, including the first one, and Chang Che. Chang Che was like the guy, maybe one of the most prolific directors in history. And he made movies. He was under contract with the Shaw Brothers, and he made. Holy shit, dude. We made a buttload of Kung Fu movies, and some of them are like some of the best Kung Fu movies ever. Like Crippled Avengers, that's one of my favorites. One-Armed Swordsman, that one's really good.
Fight to the death against the sevenfold forces of evil. As Hammer and the Shaw Brothers together create the first martial arts horror spectacular.
The first martial arts horror spectacular, okay? This movie did not do well at the box office.
It was not spectacular.
What the fuck is wrong with it, right? It's just like the first martial arts horror spectacular. Vampires versus Kung Fu versus vampires. My ass is in the seat.
Yeah, totally. Right? It kind of got like those vibes from Big Trouble in Little China, you know what I mean? But like taking it back a bit, you know?
This
horror, and mysticism of China.
Before they started, like Big Trouble in Little China took a lot of inspiration from the Kung Fu movies that came after this period.
Yeah.
They took a lot of inspiration from the movies of Choi Hark, where, you started having like the wire work and it just became pure fantasy.
Yeah.
And there was no attempt at like any kind of realism. It was just, and they would take like old fairy tales and shit like that. These old myths and stories about the Monkey King and characters like that, could like literally move the heavens. Those were the movies, the ones of magic, especially that Carpenter was inspired by. I have to say, I was surprised at the people who bid it in this movie. Unlike,
I was surprised that it was a hammer like combo production. You know what I mean? Like, I thought that's what it was too. Like when you said, it was like, oh, okay. It sounded like it was like a crossover. You know, I was like, this is fucking dope. I think we're in something
I'm just
special.
glad to see that they spent some money on a real actor like Peter Cushing.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Cool.
Well, I mean,
This
like,
shit
that
couldn't have been cheap, guys, because he probably looked at this movie
I think the
and
rest
went,
of the cast is fine in this. I think the rest of the cast is fine. You know, the Scandinavian chick, I think she's really good. David Chiang was, like I said, one of the biggest stars in China at that time. His English was kind of sketch. I think this could be a rumor, but I think they wanted a different guy. I think they wanted Wang Yu. Wang Yu, unfortunately, had a reputation for being a Wang.
Hey,
like just an
Brian,
asshole, like racist towards white people. So I think they went with Chiang instead. Yeah,
Timothy's asking, why can't we have a Kung Fu Frankenstein? Toho did do a Kung Fu Frankenstein.
No, Toho did like a kaiju Frankenstein.
But didn't he do Kung Fu on the kaiju?
No. Nah.
I thought
more like professional wrestling. See, that's one of the mistakes that this is what I hate.
Oh, that's right. He did a power driver on it. That's what he did.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's what drives me crazy about whenever they do a kaiju video game, it's always a fighting game. I'm like, no, you guys got it wrong. It should be wrestling, right? Like King of the Monsters. That was a game that got it right, where there'd be like power lines that would be like the ropes that you would like bounce the other monsters off of, and they get shocked and shit. They always fuck that shit up. But yeah, Kung Fu dude. I mean, has there been a Kung Fu Frankenstein? Wouldn't it surprise me if that had already happened? But I would know.
We could do it.
We could do it with our iPhones. Just get on our
iPhones. We could do a Kung Fu Frankenstein graphic novel right here. You got a writer, you got an artist, you got a couple different artists.
Turn that shit out.
Got a promoter.
Yeah. There's some dude making AI books on Twitter, dude, or on what is it, on TikTok? Just slanging books on there, dude. That's crazy.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's because TikTok is full of totally impressionable people that will buy anything.
Yeah.
I just think it's funny. I just think it's funny when I hear like my artist friends bitching about it, right? As if they're going to be replaced. No, y'all aren't going to be replaced. Bitch ass writers, on the other hand, because ChatGPT could write a fucking Marvel movie.
I'm hearing a lot of people start to like gravitate towards ChatGPT, and I don't know. I mean, are you guys worried about that at all? I don't
have no time for none of it, man. If you're putting any kind of fake shit in your books and you're not telling me, and I find out later, I won't promote you ever again. Be upfront with what you're doing.
It's not going to be the small people that are doing it, though. It's going to be
I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is. If you're not upfront with the fact that you're not using legitimate art or legitimate writing, and I find out later after promoting you, I'll never promote you again. You better be upfront with your fans about what you're selling.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't even surprise me if you had like the first AI comic book, right? Because it's one of those things where
they already are
shit, but I'd be curious to take a look at it. Like when I look at AI art, I don't like it.
There's already a couple of AI comic books, and they just suck. They suck. I mean, people are still trying to do it. There's, and that's what I'm saying. I don't care if you want to lower the bar. If you want to lower the bar for your product, I don't care. Just let me know ahead of time so I'm not lying to my people.
Right. Okay. Right. As long as people know what they're getting. Yeah. And if your bitch ass is gonna buy more than one, right? Because I could see buying one AI comic just to see what the fuck it looks like. Like I remember there was this comic called Shatter from First Comics. That was the first digital comic book, and it sucked. And the script, it was like warmed over Blade Runner, but it was interesting. But I mean, who the fuck wants to hear that about their work? Right? Who wants to hear that from a fucking critic? Like, oh, it was interesting. That's like the worst thing you can fucking say because it's so fucking neutral, right? I'd rather somebody hate my shit than just say, "Oh, well, it was interesting." I mean, if they hate it, they have some strong feeling.
That's a way to say it sucks without saying it sucks.
And
tell me that my book sucks without saying it sucks.
If you have to fix something, then it sucked, right? Right? If you had to fix it, then it sucked.
No,
right.
I don't know. I mean, if you have to fix it, does it suck? I don't know if that means that it sucks.
Look, man, you know, and that's the other thing too. It's like we're all trying to get better. We can't get better if we're slipping and then people don't let us know that we're slipping.
I don't want them lowering the bar. That's my deal. AI lowers the bar.
Oh, dude. Well, if you want to look at the fucking mainstream, it can't get any fucking lower.
Yeah, it can because AI is way cheaper, and then they have no overhead except for the printing, and they can undersell you as well. Fuck.
Trust me, some of those books I'd rather have AI do it.
And look, ChatGPT could write a better comic than Max Visaggio. I guarantee you that. Or that these other fucking activists.
Some people shouldn't be doing what they do too, but
yeah, well, because they don't even come from a background in comics, right? You have motherfuckers some motherfuckers like me have been grinding for fucking like 35 years trying to get into comics, cannot get a job working for fucking DC or Marvel, and they're just fucking in there because of their Twitter profile. Mm-hmm. It's bizarre. And then the comics suck. Wow, I'm surprised.
Not their actual body of work.
They don't have bodies of work.
No, they have bodies of friends.
Have a fucking body of work.
They have bodies of friends. They don't have bodies of work.
Yes, right. Or Twitter posts, or Daniel Kibblesmith got the job for the New Warriors because he wrote a children's book about a gay Santa Claus.
Gross.
Right?
That's fucked up because I did one about the Easter Bunny.
You got a job.
I did one about the Easter Bunny and never got shit.
I'm going to go out on a limb, guys. I'm going to say that the gay Santa Claus. I'm going to go out on a limb and say the gay Santa Claus probably doesn't go around saying ho, ho, ho.
Yeah, right. He just goes around saying, sit on my lap.
Well, no, and here, look, the problem. Oh, snap. The problem isn't the gay Santa Claus book. The problem is hiring the guy who wrote the gay Santa Claus book to write your comic book because he wrote a gay Santa Claus.
Because he wrote, yeah.
That's the fucking problem.
That's some kind of cred right there, some meritology. I took an existing character and made him gay.
No fucking shit. So when this movie opens, we've got the high priest of the 7 golden vampires. We find out that one of them has been destroyed by a farmer, and
is it tear shirt
time?
High
priest goes all the way to Transylvania to find Dracula and petition him to come to China and resurrect the 7th golden vampire so they can begin like a reign of like ultimate evil.
Is it time for the boob alert?
What'd you say, Pops?
I say, is it time for the boob alert?
No. That's later. No, this is like the very beginning of the movie. Yeah. Little puppet bats.
Oh, he's just waking Dracky up. Okay.
Yeah. He's kowtowing. You have heard that term, kowtow? This is kowtow.
What time's he got his closeout set for, B?
11:15. It's like Dracula's tomb there is looking a little too minty fresh for my liking, but I'll take it. It's all right. And then of course we get the fucking Nosferatu rise from the grave.
I love that. That's awesome.
That's Les Baxter's.
That is the worst Dracula.
Well, look, it's not that he's a bad Dracula. The problem is that the makeup here is lit. It's lit the wrong way. It's lit the wrong way, right? Because makeup on film sets, it's not about how it looks in real life. It's about how it looks on camera. Like the reason why Frankenstein, the Frankenstein monster, is usually depicted as green was because Boris Karloff was wearing green.
It looks like he was making out with a prostitute before the shoot.
Right.
It's got glitter in his hair and shit. Yeah. But
he hit the strip club again. Damn it.
But Preston, you knew that about Boris Karloff with the green makeup. They put that on him because when they shot in black and white, it made him look super pale. Really? You'll notice that when this guy's lit differently, it doesn't look as bad as this. Here, check it out. My main beef, of course, is that it's not fucking. It's not Christopher Lee. It's like, motherfuckers, you couldn't even hire Christopher Lee. It's like a 5-minute part. They pay the man, to fucking do it like 5-10 minutes and that move.
Who dares to disturb the sanctity of Dracula?
He's got like the voice of authority.
Oh, he sounds good.
Like that. He's not a bad Dracula.
Sounds a little bit like Vincent Price. Yep.
Here, let me see. Because if you look at some of the screenshots I took here, let me see.
Christopher Lee was
oh man, I'm so
pay me,
psyched that
bitches.
Hammer Studios is going to be Hammer again.
I'm not going to China unless you pay me, bitches.
Christopher Lee brought the evil, though.
Yep. Oh yeah, he's the
my
best.
God, and the authority, man, the authority more than anything else. He just commanded the fucking screen like a fucking G.
I'm not gonna lie though, when I first saw the opening credits and I saw that Peter Cushing was in this, I thought he was gonna be a fucking vampire.
Peter Cushing?
Oh, like Dracula or something?
I absolutely did not want.
He plays the vampire killer.
I didn't think
I wouldn't want him to be.
He wasn't even that. He was like Professor Joe or whatever.
He's the king, the greatest vampire slayer of all time. Is fucking Peter Cushing.
Right.
Without a fucking doubt. How many times has he fucking killed Christopher Lee Dracula? 8 times.
He's always hunting up some shit,
Actually, 9 times because he kills him twice in Dracula AD 1972.
You see, now you know why I wanted to see him on the other side of the fence for a change. He was a great evil dude in some other movies.
It would have been interesting to see. It would have been very interesting to see like a little role reversal. That's one of the things I love about Horror Express. In that, Peter Cushing is kind of a roguish character, and then Christopher Lee is like just a proper British gentleman.
You see what you just said about seeing a little role reversal? That's how we got into this big gender swap bullshit. It's people like you thinking like.
It's true.
Speaking of Dracula, man,
it's the secret agenda, man.
We're talking
Have
about.
You guys seen that Dracula?
Look at this. The makeup doesn't like here. You'll notice the makeup doesn't look bad at all. That's because he was lit the wrong way. It's like you put him in that lighting, and it's just like, oh, okay.
You guys heard that new Dracula book coming out by Matt Wagner and
backed it.
Kelly Jones?
Yeah, Kelly Jones.
Backed it.
Looks dope.
Man, Kelly Jones is a G. Did you watch that interview with him?
I seen part of it. The one where he was on like Nerdrotic or something like that.
Yeah. Dude is humble as fuck.
Anybody who's ever seen Kelly Jones's Blood Rain, Blood Mist, and Bloodstorm would back this track. And plus Matt Wagner, are you fucking kidding me?
I know Matt Wagner from fucking Grendel.
Yeah, I definitely want it. I love Matt. I love Kelly's art.
I'm gonna have to get that.
He's one of my favorites.
I'm back.
He's like Bernie, dude. He's like Bernie, He's like very similar.
I would have loved to see like Kelly Jones do all the pencils and Matt Wagner come back and paint it.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Matt Wagner's a fucking boss when it comes to painting.
I guess they're doing like 4 books.
Things that pisses me off about Matt Wagner being such a great writer. It's taken time away from him doing art. I'm sorry, you were saying, Matt, before I fucking stepped all over you?
I think they're doing like multiple books. I think they're going to do like 4 books, from my understanding.
That'd be amazing. Yeah.
This is just the first one. This is just part 1. So, and it's kind of perfect in a way. I mean, for Kelly Jones for sure. I don't know what Matt Wagner's. I don't know if they're co-writing and illustrating it or what's going on, but
that would be dope. I'm guessing dope, Matt Wagner's writing. Kelly Jones is illustrating.
I backed the Matt Wagner cover.
Oh, okay.
You know, I mean, everything else is Kelly Jones in that book. So,
yeah, everything he said in that interview is pretty legit, like straightforward, like the way it should be, you know?
Yeah, I mean, had the exact right fucking attitude, and then was fucking telling these great fucking stories about, working with these legends and, not being, he'd like
more humble.
How they were seeing things in him that he didn't see in himself.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm still pissed that they canceled the Grendel series.
Oh, I know. You were telling me about that, man. I got to go and get those books. Man, there's so many books.
What did they cancel?
I want.
The Grendel TV series.
I know what I want for Christmas for the next 5 years.
Oh, no, I'm great. Oh, I'm happy that they canceled the Grendel TV series. What are you talking about, dude? I don't want to see anything I like coming out and
no, you don't understand. Like, Matt was deeply involved in the Grendel TV series. Like, he was deeply involved in it. In fact,
that
they filmed the whole first season. Yeah. And the first episode is completely done. The rest of the season has like some minor special effects that have to be done to finish it up.
Post-production. Yeah.
I'm just like, and he couldn't find anybody else to pick it up. And I'm like, I don't think people understand. Like, this isn't. Well, here's the thing. Like, I guess he does because
that motherfucker.
Well, that's what I would say. But here's the thing. Like, I think the comic age is coming to an end as far as like television and movies. You know what I mean? Because people are burned out on it. But people don't understand.
Hero age, I think.
What people don't understand is that Grendel was never part of that. You know, it was a comic, but it was it was not a superhero book, dude. Not at all.
No, that's the thing. It's like you'll look at certain movies and they don't want you to know that it's based on a comic book, and there are other movies where they're like, "Look, this is based on a comic book."
It's a comic,
right? Depending on, like, for instance, A History of Violence. The David Cronenberg movie. They hid the fact that was based on
Road to Perdition, too. That was another one.
Yeah.
Road to Perdition.
I think we're going to go back into that era, like back into the Blade and Crow and Spawn and Road to Perdition era, which I'm fucking totally down with, dude. I'm totally down with that.
Well, no, I am too, but that's where Grendel lives. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's, and I don't think the producers or anybody else gets that. All they see is, it was a comic book, reject.
Toys. oh yeah. It's too late now. Yeah.
Like Spawn. I wonder if that new Spawn is going to be any good.
Oh,
the Spawn HBO animated series is fucking dope. If you've never seen it.
Yeah, that shit rocks. I think the new Spawn movie is going to be all right.
Like, damn, why don't they do a Crow series like this?
Because they can't, because it was so perfect the first time around. Like, I don't know if they can duplicate that. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like,
no, that can't happen. No, I don't think so. It might be an entertaining movie, but it's not gonna,
There's just certain movies that just shouldn't be recreated. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
To me, The Crow is one of those movies.
I keep saying, don't reboot the ones that were good. Reboot the ones that were shitty that needed improvement.
Sequels.
Yeah, dude.
You can do sequels. I loved The Crow City of Angels. I'll fucking go down defending that fucking.
Yeah, but that wasn't really like, that was a money shot right there. That wasn't really like a part of, James O'Barr never wrote that. What I was thinking, like, there's some movies that can be added to, like Nightbreed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, I never got enough of Nightbreed in the movie.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
The problem with Nightbreed was, and I remember going to see that in the theater, and you could tell what was wrong with it. It was like, post-production fuckery.
Plus it felt incomplete.
Got fucked up in the editing room, and that was like,
it just didn't feel like it was complete. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
and thank God, but then now there's like the 2-hour version, which is fucking dope.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
you've never seen it?
No, I never seen it. I never knew
that one of these nights. I've been meaning to, actually. Yeah, it's a complete version, or like director's cut. It's like,
is it on Tubi or something? Like
we did one on Tubi. I don't know is that the one we did on Tubi?
I don't think we did that. Wait, because I know we did Hellraiser. I don't think we've done any other Clive Barker movie.
We did Nightbreed.
Did we do Nightbreed? Might. I don't know. You know,
Nightbreed.
I mean, I you know, my fucking ADD is pretty fucking severe. Hoping to get my fucking Adderall prescription refilled sometime this year. Yeah, so
better do it before that shit becomes scarce again.
What you said?
I said you better do it before that shit becomes scarce again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's why I'm reluctant to start taking it again, was because the fucking withdrawal was so fucking hard.
How bad was it? Was it really difficult, or
it sucked, dude? It sucked. It was
like
really,
can't get off the couch type of.
And I was on a low dose too. That's the crazy thing. I was on actually like a pretty low dose of the stuff because I was reluctant to take it because I got the prescription filled and it said amphetamine. And I've told this story, and I fucking called up my shrink and was just like, fucking speed? Like my teeth gonna start falling out and I start digging holes in the backyard.
So picking scabs and shit. Yeah.
Yeah. She was like, calm the fuck down. Calm your ass down. Just a little, it'll just give you like a little bump. And dude, that made such a difference. I was so much more productive as a writer when I was on that stuff. And not because I was like high on it, it just helped me fucking focus.
Focus, yes.
And there's David Chiang as his own ancestor. He steals the bat, right? Because all of the golden vampires, they have like these golden bat medallions.
Pretty dope.
Yeah, and he places it on a shrine of the Buddha. They fucking kill him, and then one of them goes to grab it and
Yep.
Fry. I love the look of horror on the faces of the vampires here.
Yeah, like it's once you know they can be scared. Yeah.
Yes.
They're not so scary anymore. You know.
Yes. That's also always my favorite scene in a movie or a comic. When you have like the bad guys at that moment where suddenly they're like, "Oh shit, I'm in trouble," right?
Yeah.
The turning point.
For you're used to seeing them put other people into fear, and then suddenly they're like, "Oh shit." There's just something always fucking great about that. And of course, in the Hammer Dracula movies, it's always Dracula or other vampires like shrinking from the sign of the cross. Although, of course, here he is in China, so the equivalent would be the image of the Lord Buddha. And, yeah, you know what? There's like a big fucking fight scene right here. Let me see if I can load
this. This is probably the best fight scene in the whole movie. Is the one outside sand.
It is. It's still disappointing if you're a Shaw Brothers fan, though, because the choreography that they would have on these, like you could tell this was made like really like fast. And you look at like some of the shit like that, some of this crazy shit that Jackie Chan does, for instance, right? Mm-hmm. Well, you see him flip something up in the air and catch it, or something crazy, right? Most of the budget goes to the fact that they'll shoot that scene 300 times until they get it right.
Yeah.
Right. So when you see him do something crazy, it's not that he can always do that. It's just like it may be the 300th try that he pulled that move off. So most of the budget for these movies would go to
the fight scenes.
To the fight scenes.
And the action scenes.
Yeah. And here you can tell it's just like these are all like veteran chopsaki actors, but they just, man, they don't really get a chance to really shine.
And see, that's I felt that the other fights where they had the masks and stuff on the vampires and stuff, I thought those were really poor because those guys couldn't see.
Oh no, well,
I mean, the masks were poor, and especially like the sack masks that were on the minions. Come on, those guys.
Oh yeah, well they're like porcelain. They look like porcelain.
I mean,
skull masks.
But
Yeah,
the way they like
I thought that was
slid
okay.
off
That didn't bother me.
the way they slid off the forehead, like the gold masks were. Come on, those had to be hard to see out of when you were moving, dude.
Oh, dude, I don't doubt it.
Know?
I don't doubt it. Mind you, you've got these cats that were that grew up in the Peking opera schools, where the training that you got nowadays would be considered felony child abuse. I'm telling you, if you ever get a chance to read that Jackie Chan's biography, read that shit, especially like the first couple chapters where he talks about, because he was like a hyperactive kid, and so his parents took him to like the Peking opera school, and had him take a look at the place, and they were like, "Do you think you could be happy here?" He was like, "Yeah." And they had a wonderful dinner and everything. And then the next day, it was like he was in fucking boot camp, and it was just fucking ruthless with these fucking kids. Nowadays, the Peking opera isn't like that at all. But Jackie Chan also points out that the kids coming out of it, they're not as good as they were.
Nope.
So it's just like, child abuse, kung fu skills. Although they wouldn't even just learn kung fu, they would learn acting, singing. They were trained as like entertainers. Let's check this out. I love. This is probably my favorite scene in the movie, where they take refuge in a cave.
Right.
Because there's gonna be something fucked up in that cave.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Right?
Yeah, well,
like, oh boy,
as soon as you see the bats on the wall, if you're thinking vampires and bats, you knew some shit was about to go down.
Homeboy ain't fucking around with his acting,
because you're waiting for it, right?
Like this dude's falling asleep.
Killing time, and then Peter.
There we are. As soon as I saw that, I was like, "Oh, party time!"
He's nodding off. It's the wee hours. And then the camera goes over to the stone wall.
And it's party time.
And there's 3 bats.
As soon as I saw the bats, I knew it was party time, dude. It was like, oh, that was the wrong cave. Wrong cave.
It would have been cute if they had those little gold masks.
Right.
Bats are fucking cute as shit, man. I don't know if you've ever seen bats up close. Certainly the ones we have around here, they're fucking adorable.
I love bats. I think bats are amazing.
They're really cute.
I can't see how people can be scared of those.
Well, it's because they're like the myths of them getting caught in people's hair, which is total fucking bullshit. They got fucking sonar. They're not trying to fuck with your hair. They're trying to eat insects.
I was watching a video on TikTok.
Yeah.
And they had this chick's cat was at the door, and she was messing with something, and the chick's like, "What do you got?" And she walks over there, and the cat found a bat. And he's not doing anything to the bat. He's just sniffing the bat. And then she sees it's a bat, and she starts screaming and running off. And I was like, what the fuck? Like a little tiny bat. He's like,
it's a mouse with wings.
It's a mouse with
like,
wings.
Mice are gross.
You know what we Germans call them? Fledermaus. You heard of the Fledermaus? Yeah. The bat. Yeah, it's a flying mess. Yeah, they're fucking adorable. Then you got the big ones, the fucking fruit bats.
Yeah, those are
the huge ones.
Yeah.
They're fucking cute as hell too.
They look like dogs, dude. They look like little Dobermans.
Don't they? With the big nostrils and everything. You ever see the little baby ones swaddled with little suckers in their mouth?
Yeah. You ever seen the big ass ones? The ones that the wingspan is like 6 feet.
Yeah,
those ones. Yeah, those are the ones that look like Dobermans. Yeah.
And when they hang upside down, they spread the wings. You can see its little pee-pee hanging down.
Yeah, at the Chiller convention every year, there's a guy who has like a special license where he can like take care of bats, and he always has like a little room where they keep the bats, and the lights are all low, but you can go and check out these gigantic fucking fruit bats. And yeah, no, they're fucking cute as hell. And thank goodness for all like things down effects. Little interesting note about the swords and the other weapons. They're wood, right? They have wooden cores, but the blades are covered in aluminum foil.
What?
Right, but it's not like they just took fucking aluminum foil and just went crunch, 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 right? They folded it obviously very, very carefully, and you can never tell unless
holy shit, that's amazing.
Unless you look like really, really fucking close.
I have a Bowie knife like that.
What you say, Matt?
I have a Bowie knife like that from back in the day. The blade is foil.
A Bowie knife.
It's carved out of wood.
Jaime, not just hot, also dangerous backwards. I just love that the vampires know kung fu. Here come the minions. I love how they have their own theme. I have to admit, when I was a kid and I saw this on VHS for the first time, I found it genuinely. I found them genuinely fucking scary. Like I remember, like watching this on VHS and going out at night to watch a lunar eclipse. And I was like keeping an eye out for those motherfuckers.
I couldn't find them scary. Not marching like that, where they're just bouncing up and down. Like.
Yeah. Well, they're almost kind of hopping, like like the Japanese hopping. And I forget the name of this actor, but he's really good in this too. As I think he's Van Helsing's, not his son, his nephew, I believe.
Damn.
Oh yeah, they're the two brothers, each fighting with silver burnished swords. They actually get to fucking kick some ass here. Like they actually end up coming out like way ahead.
Yep.
It's like what, like three? They get like 3 of the fucking 7 vampires.
Well, as soon as dude says, "Strike them in the heart."
Oh yeah, well I mean, that's the goons.
The face melting, yes.
Oh yeah. We got to take a look at some of the meltdowns, because that's another thing I like about this movie. It's got a lot of fucking Les Bowie meltdowns sequences. Les Bowie
Dracula got melted.
He was like the special effects artist for Hammer.
That one had like a Hitler mustache.
Cheyenne doing that fucking flip. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, this movie should have more of that. And then, of course, they set up the image of the put the pendant, the medallion of the 7th vampire there, knowing that was fucking attractive. It's a trap. all of the sounds that they make. Yeah. Right now, this one's starting to get worried. So what does he do? Gotta try to rip that top off. He couldn't resist, though. He needed to look at that rack because, like I said, Chinese women are not known for being very endowed in that area, and he sees like a fucking Scandinavian chick, so he's like, I gotta check out those tatas. Those are dying water. Well, they can't really say that they're dying since they're undead. Watch the eyes go here.
Implosion.
Yeah, he just deflated. Oh yeah, this is actually the moment of like probably one of my favorite moments in the movie is when fucking Van Helsing gets into the fucking fight. Because the thing about Van Helsing is that he's always kind of hanging back during the fight scenes, but it's not because he's a coward. But the guy's with the first thing, right? He's killed Dracula like fucking 50 times. But he's never seen that fight.
He also doesn't know Kung Fu.
Hey, did he fall right there? Did he fall?
Yeah, what happens is he falls over, right? Because he's backing up because the fight is coming his way. And so he falls over the fire, and that's what gives him the idea to, like, grab a Burke.
Come here, bitch.
And then this one... Yeah, then this one's just like, oh, you want some too, huh? And the thing about Peter Cushing, and you really see this in like the movies that are earlier than this, like especially Brides of Dracula. He looked very frail, right? Because he had tuberculosis. That's what gave Peter Cushing that very skull-like face.
Yeah, right.
But before he got tuberculosis, he was a jock. He was like a rugby player, and evidently he had like the strength that even after he ended up looking really frail, you see him doing his own stunts and shit, like frequently.
Right here, falling in the fire, you know.
Did a Cheyenne and take it back. And some of the goons are like, yeah, all the masters are dead. Trying to bug out.
Let's go Inferno.
Well, how the music goes with them.
Everybody was
real quick, just want to say hey to everybody in the chat. Thank you so much for hanging out. You know, we really do appreciate you. Smash that like button, smash the subscribe, ring a ding ding dong, the bell for notifications and everything. Black Hat Cinephile says garage bats in the Western U.S. are barely bigger than a big moth. It's pretty much the same here.
Like
pretty
mosquitoes.
much the same here. They're really tiny. They're cute. Timothy Olsen has a good idea here. He says nunchucks made out of garlic.
Garchucks.
Oh man, I gotta say, I feel like in this new crib, I feel pretty naked because I only have like one sword. My nunchucks, my 3-section staff, I think my bow staff might be in here somewhere. But like all my swords are in storage, man. If the zombies come, I'm just gonna be stuck with a fucking 12 gauge and a katana. And
that's all you need.
Yep, vampire died happy. Yeah, like I said, one of the things I love about this movie is the fact that like when they go to the village to like look for like virgins to plunder. Because I wish we have the Roku channel. I could just show you that shit. I could show you those scenes. How they're just constantly ripping chicks' tops off to get a look at their friggin' tatas. Well, I mean, you can see it's like Dracula is a pretty fucking sexy vampire. These motherfuckers obviously are not moisturizing,
right?
Or taking care of themselves. Might have been a while since they got some action. Oh man, Matt, what did you think of the
sound effects?
Like what was your impression? Because I know I was coming at it from, a Hammer fan, a Shaw Brothers fan. Liked it as a kid. As an adult, I was just like, I thought because I know Robert Young, the guy who directed this. I don't know if it's Roy Ward Baker. He was not the fucking director. It was the other guy and Cheng Che. But I kind of felt like this worked better as a horror movie than as a kung fu movie.
I thought it was pretty good.
What did you think?
I thought that was pretty equal. Like it had some scares in it. You know what I mean? I like the conceptual, like the character design in it. I like the bubbly faced, old decaying like vampire, like dynasty or whatnot that they had right there. You don't really get to see. Never seen a Chinese fucking zombie movie, let alone one with kung fu in it. So that was awesome. Then you add the fucking Hammer aspect to it, and then Peter Cushing, because I didn't even know Peter Cushing was even, I saw Hammer and I was like, oh, that's dope. You got me on that. And then Peter Cushing was in there. Just made it even cooler. So basically like another adventure for his, his notch on his belt is Van Helsing. So Van Helsing's going here, going there. And I'm like, oh, this is, I think this movie probably influenced a lot of movies like Mummy 3. And maybe a little bit, not too much, but I did get some fucking, like we were talking earlier, Big Trouble in Little China vibes. It didn't really have the mysticism too much, but the design of like the castle too, that that they were having all the virgins at or whatnot with that boiling like fucking thing.
The pagodas, yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty metal, dude. Like you could see that on a cover, you know what I mean, with all the stuff, all the blood getting boiled up and whatnot.
Right, because it's like Chinese Gothic.
Yeah, totally Chinese Gothic, and then the villages were just very like really like street. Realistic, like you're there, And they didn't really feel like you're on a set when you're in the villages, like it's really ground floor in the street. So I like that approach. It just felt like something out of like you're over in China in the 70s and the shit's happening in real life. I don't know if that makes sense. Even though it's charming and fake and whatnot, but I can immerse myself.
Right, because this is set in 1904. You could see this is during the Victorian era, the very end of the Victorian
That's
era.
right.
And you can tell because in the university, if you look at like behind Peter Cushing when he's lecturing, there's a picture of Queen Elizabeth.
Like with this movie, I could see like sequels to it. Not necessarily a remake, but I could see like a 1970s version. I wouldn't. If I would like to see one. Sure. I wouldn't want to see one in modern times. I'd like to see maybe the 70s, the 80s, 50s. I think that could be the 90s. I think that could be real fun. 80s, but not a remake.
Because I was curious. I'm really curious. Did you, while you were watching this, get any like Templar vibes? Like any?
Yes,
like,
I did.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I did totally. Especially when they're like, because there's like the mummified zombie-esque vampires in here, like especially those ones that were coming up out of the grave, So yeah, I definitely got from that movie we watched prior, definitely vibes from that. And I love the fucking ashings and the meltings and just little stuff like there, like the dolly egg. I don't know. There's a lot of little things. Yeah.
God, she does have lovely rack, doesn't she?
Yeah, it was a solid movie though, dude. About. Two horns way up, man. Fucking Hammer, kung fu, fucking vampire movie. What else? What more could you want? This shit's perfect.
All right, so I'm not crazy for like really getting a kick out of this movie.
Nah, this movie is metal as fuck.
All right.
I liked it. I want to watch it again. I want to watch it again.
Do you know what it is? Sometimes it's like you can't tell if it's good or if it's just you just like it because you remember it from your childhood.
You like it. Right.
Whoever
right.
was in
Nostalgia,
charge, whoever was in charge of the color palette of this movie did a really, really good job.
Yeah. Definitely.
And that's some people don't take in consideration when they're making horror. But yeah, the color palette is everything.
Well, here,
100%.
This was during that era where they were imitating Mario Bava, right? Preston, you'd find this interesting. When color first came along, they actually thought that was going to be the end of the horror film. They were like, color,
right.
That's it. You can't make any more horror movies. That's a genre
Right.
that's going to be dead. And it was Hammer who made a deal with Universal. They were like, can we make a Dracula movie? You'll get a cut and everything like that. And so you had that opening credits where you see Dracula's tomb and you see his name on his tomb and fucking bright red blood just starts dripping all over it. And it was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, totally. Yeah, man. I love Hammer.
They didn't think it was just horror, though. They thought like actors were going to be
everything.
Out of work. They thought everything was going to be
sound. More because like sound was like was a real career killer for a lot of guys, because you had like Valentino, right, who was this immense sex symbol, right, to like women, but was her as a $3 bill. And,
plus a lot of women because they couldn't shake their Jersey accent,
that sort of a thing too. For Valentino, evidently his voice was kind of high and squeaky, right? So, and this is before dubbing and that sort of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I always find it funny that Valentino, like all these like millions of women swooning over him. It's just like, yeah, sorry, honey, he's playing for the other team. Yeah, actually, like this is totally fucking a total non sequitur. But Valentino actually caught some heat from, I think, his manager because he was walking down like Hollywood Boulevard with his boyfriend holding hands, and he was just like, his manager was like, "Dude, you cannot do that here." And he was like, "Why not?" It's like, dude, this is not fucking Paris. this is not fucking friends. And then fucking photographers are going to take pictures of that, and then your career is going to be done. I don't know. I don't get what it is, because it's just like, I know Joan Jett is into chicks. I know Joan Jett is gay. That doesn't make me find her any less doable.
Wait.
But they're like women, if they find out that like the actor.
I know, I'm thinking
gay,
of Pat Benatar.
Then they just like they have to. They're like peace out. And this is why Tom Cruise is still in the closet after
how dare you? That's a rumor. That's a vicious rumor.
Yeah, whatever.
That people who hate Scientology make about Tom Cruise.
This is from the end credits, everybody. I'm not going to give. I don't want to like drop too many spoilers or anything like that. But if this sounds like a movie, like you're like, if this sounds like you would get a kick out of it, guess what? You can click on the link and watch it below, 100% for free, unedited. I can't guarantee that it's as nice of a copy as I was watching last night, but I mean, this was, I think, the copy on the YouTube link that I posted. I think that's a Blu-ray rip.
It would have been cool too if they like kind of.
Picture looked pretty good to you, right, Matt?
Yeah, definitely. Oh, I was gonna say it would be cool if they like kind of climbed the, like that Chinese tower, the tower palace houses, like if that was everything was up on the roof, like if Dracula was on the roof and like maybe he got thrown off the roof on a spike or some shit. I don't know. Would have been kind of more like the Raid or Dread, I'm just really into that whole like idea, like climbing the tower to get the monster.
Oh, well, the one in which Dracula bites it the hardest isn't actually my favorite Hammer Dracula movie, which is Dracula Has Risen from the Grave.
It's Risen from the Grave.
That?
Right? Yeah. That was the first one I ever watched. was that one and Horror of Dracula. Those are my dad's favorite.
Nice.
Because I was watching those, and then I was more brought up on Hammer than Universal. We did watch Abbott and Costello Meet the Wolfman a lot. But,
Ooh, that was good.
But we didn't really watch the other ones. I mean, we watched them maybe once or twice, but I was watching like the Mel Brooks one more because we just liked that one a lot, you know. My dad liked that one a lot, so we watched that one a lot.
Young Frankenstein.
Yeah, Young Frankenstein.
Yeah, that was the best.
You know what simultaneously makes me happy and angry?
Young
is
Frankenstein.
That 90% of the audience watching Young Frankenstein, they're missing half the jokes.
Right,
because
right.
They
They've never seen the original
Son of Frankenstein. Because it's not a spoof of Frankenstein or Bride of Frankenstein. It's specifically a direct spoof of Son of Frankenstein. So that pisses me off. But then I'm like, what amazes me is it doesn't matter. People still fucking find it hilarious.
I found the whole thing as a joke.
Genuinely funny. If you have to have seen the original movie to find the shit funny, then something's wrong.
Young Frankenstein.
My favorite part of the movie is I love the beginning of the movie where Gene Wilder's just like, give him an extra $1. He's like hitting him in the nuts, you know, in the class. You lousy son of a
Frankenstein.
Like, oh.
My favorite part was the blind guy, and the blind guy kept burning the shit out.
Oh, dude. That is one of the funniest things. Well, that's one of the Gene Hackman actually. Filling in for O.P. Hagee.
Yeah, he's golden.
Because you have to understand, a guy like me, the original Bride of Frankenstein, that scene to this day will make me fucking tear up. I get very emotional from that scene. And it's just like
my daughter wants to watch
went
that.
and just fucking graped it. Just took a big
he fucked it up. He did.
Over it.
I was gonna make an espresso.
Oh my god. Yeah. Trust me. See, that's an example. If you haven't seen Bride of Frankenstein, you're gonna find that funny. But if you've seen Bride of Frankenstein, and you love Bride of Frankenstein, you're gonna fucking fall out of your chair. You're gonna have trouble breathing. It's so funny.
That shit was just all funny, all of it.
That's his best movie, I think.
Everything.
Best Mel Brooks movie.
And his hump kept changing spots, sure. Like it kept jumping from one end to the other.
Yep, the hump.
It's like, wait, wasn't your hump on the other side? He was like, no.
I mean, that I actually remember my mother taking me to see that in a theater for my birthday. I can't imagine how young I was. I know I was really, really young. I just know that when they showed the commercials for it, I was psyched because it was rated G, and I knew I wasn't going to have to fucking, finesse or finagle anything to get my mom to take me to see it. Star Wars too. When I saw that it was PG, I'm like, oh, it's a movie about like a werewolf in a spaceship. I want to see that shit.
Yeah,
it's PG. Yes.
You know what else I liked about this movie was the vampires. They weren't really likable. You know what I mean? They weren't sexy or nothing.
No,
we never found them sexy.
Like they're fucking broke. Not these ones, but they were gross. And I like that. Like 30 Days a Night, or they're just monstrous. Like Voyage of the Demeter. Make them like that. Like if they were to do this again, I would like to see this again. Maybe with the bigger, maybe not with more martial arts team. Or maybe like done in a different era. Like the same concept. With the right people. Like more shit. Like it could be even more epic. I hate being that guy and hearing that guy. Do the remake. But there's just shit that like I want to see just a couple more bucks thrown into it. Not like a massive. Yeah. So it was dope.
Hey man, you know what? Hammer is coming back. They've already been doing comic books.
Yeah.
Oh my god, like that.
They're doing new comics.
Yeah, they did a Captain Kronos Vampire Hunter.
Like recently.
My dream job. They did that without asking me first.
Who are they publishing through? Are they doing it themselves?
I'm not sure. Like I said, I just moved in, so I don't know where everything's at. But yeah,
that sounds like a house that you have to apply to, is what it sounds like.
Yeah, I mean, if you look it up on like Amazon.com or something like that, I'm sure that
I want to get it.
It'll tell you. Look, It's got Tom. It's art's by Tom Mandrake, right? I'm a huge Mandrake fan.
Yeah,
he's good.
And
that guy's
you
awesome.
can't go wrong with him. But
Well,
there is they take the it is a
it did
little
make me
rough.
wait 2 years for his book to come out.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
That started in 2015 and didn't fulfill until 2022.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, didn't you write or something like that, and like you got in touch with like his wife or something like that?
No, that's one thing I have to say is
that
that
hadn't gotten yours.
no, I honestly believe that they trusted somebody to handle it, and they didn't handle it. And the way his wife explained to me, it was like some wires got crossed, and nobody was looking out for the project, and everybody was doing their regular shit. And then when they finally checked it, like it was 3 or 4 years overdue. More than that.
Do that shit yourself, because that's the thing. We fucking pack our fucking comics and mail them ourselves.
But she fulfilled it. She contacted me, got my address straight, everything, and sent me out a copy. And from what I understand, like the whole campaign's been fulfilled. So, and the book is goddamn amazing, dude.
Which book was this?
It's what is it called? It's Vampires in the Civil War.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Oh, that looked dope. That looked dope. You know, I love some Mandrake too, man.
And his wife is actually an artist too, and she put out a book, and I got her book first, and then I backed Tom's book, and I realized like it was too late when I realized Tom's book was like 8 years overdue.
Yeah, I think kind of like kind of sucks, you know.
I mean, that's why those dudes need people like us, right? Because I think a lot of them kids. I mean.
Well, I'll be straight. I wrote a scathing
Indiegogo and all that shit.
I wrote a scathing comment on his Indiegogo campaign, and I was like, because nobody replied to me, and I kept sending out, and it was called Cross Hollowed Ground. That's the name of the book. Mm-hmm. And when they finally did, I corrected it. You can't take down comments that you put on Indiegogo, right?
Right.
But you can add to it. So I went ahead and I said, okay, everything worked out. His wife was great. She handled it, the way it was supposed to be handled, and she made everything right. In fact, I think they sent me more than what I actually backed. Like I got a bunch of prints.
That's how it's done.
Patch, all kinds of stuff. So
that's how it's done. That's how it's done. If you get shit from me late, you're getting extra shit.
But her book, Hexerdust, was delivered more than on time. Like as soon as I backed it, it was like there within a week or two.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's like an interstellar horror story.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
She's about as good as Tom, to be quite honest. It's just that her style is a bit different,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I became a Mandrake fan, of course, when he started on Grimjack.
Yeah, me too, actually. And to be quite honest, I think the two artists that could even come close or surpass Bernie Wrightson is Tim Vigil and Tom Mandrake.
Really?
That's the two artists. Absolutely. If you would see Cross, dude, the work he did in Cross was amazing.
Awesome.
Awesome. And Tim Vigil speaks for himself. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. And then if there's, for for me, I would expect, somebody maybe like Eric Powell, or then there's, of course, our boy Matt, the guy who did Mosaic.
Kyle Holtz.
I don't know. Kyle Holtz and your boy who does Goon. Like they both have more of a cartoonish type of style.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's the only reason I would say they couldn't hold a candle to like Bernie's style. Or maybe they can, it's just way different. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. It's like you have to understand about these freaking legends too, is only Bernie is ever going to be Bernie. Only Frazetta is ever going to be Frazetta. Right. And same thing with writers. It's just like we're all standing on the shoulders of giants. We're standing on the shoulders of giants. We're standing on the shoulders of giants. And you just hope that one day, like maybe you could be one of those fucking shoulders that other artists stand on.
Oh, for
Oh,
sure.
Sinbach. Yeah. Joe Vigil. Yeah, man, I haven't seen that guy in a dog's age, man. He really needs to fucking put out like a fucking omnibus.
He has been on the network before. Joe has.
He was on my
he's been here before.
Yeah, he was on my show. And
yeah, I love that dude.
He's actually trying to live long enough to finish that series.
Yep.
Is he sick?
Well, he's old. Like he's
no, I know.
he's
I mean,
Tim's
I know
older brother is what he is. You know what I'm saying?
I know that, but it's also a question of like, how old. But then again, none of us.
He's trying to get to 12 issues, actually. And he's trying to get to 12 issues, and he's trying to do it all by himself.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have to do it all by himself.
I know. I tried to explain that to him, but he doesn't want to do that.
All right. Hey, look. I get it. My only regret when it comes to like making comics is that I can't like operate the fucking printer, right?
Right.
Weird in that sense. Like, don't you guys wish you could like press the button or turn the crank or whatever,
right?
To like actually manufacture the books. Like, I
just
wish
gotta
I
get the
could do
machine.
that.
I think it's like $20,000 or more than that, maybe 50. I don't know how much it is.
Well, I'm definitely investing in a fucking 3D printer. That's a bunch of things are like orders of business now that the fucking chaos is fucking dying down. One of those things is start up a web page like a sixgungorilla.com, some shit like that, or twofistedcomics.com. And the other one is to get my books on Inkslayers. I should probably do that too, and fucking get a 3D printer and start busting out those fucking figurines. Because there are people who are still waiting for those fucking things. And I fucking dealt with fucking literally 4 manufacturers, and all of them fucking bitched out on me. Every single one. So what option do I have left? Either I fuck the customers, or give them their money back. I could do that, or I fucking get the machine myself, make the things myself, sign them and everything like that, or etch them or whatever. And everybody who back that, they're gonna get some free shit for sure, because that's how we do it here, man. It's like code of honor, man. If people are waiting for your shit, send them an extra comic. I'm thinking maybe just sending people like that back one figure, send them 2 figures or some shit like that.
That'd be pretty solid. Or
better yet, give them the option and let them know, like, hey, like do you want a trade paperback? Or just I don't know, or just fucking, because that is something that has stuck in my craw for a long time, and but that's the thing, we give a fuck. Right? We give a fuck about the people that back us, because, they literally are the people that are making our dreams come true, and letting us fucking make comics. I mean, you see, that was the thing that I really loved about that Kelly Jones interview. He was like, making comics is a privilege.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. That's the thing I loved about that dude, because he's somebody that could easily be arrogant, and he was just like, no, it's like a privilege to do this thing. And also he was talking about like how important it is to always be a fan, right?
Yeah, be a fan, and try to like just do a series, like you've been doing, Brian. Well,
I mean,
like you've done with your Six Gun Gorilla,
I mean, you don't want to ever lose that gee whiz, how fucking cool is this, we're making comics.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
That's super important. It's like we're dealing with a medium where if we're not having fun like little kids, we're being actually unprofessional. How fucking cool is that? Black Hat Comics says it's my goal to eventually to be able to print my own books. I'll be casting my own statues sooner. Hey, man, fucking cheers to you, man. Cheers to you.
Hell yeah.
The fucking mainstream is fucking bitching out. We need to pick up the slack. And 2024, man, there's going to be some fucking hot shit going down. You know, but you know what? I'm thinking, should we end the stream and then switch over to your thing, Matt? What do you want?
Yeah, okay. I'll go fire it up right now.
What do you want to do?
Don't hit the end stream, because
What?
I'll just simulcast his stream from his channel to all these channels too.
Oh, okay, I see. All right, so I'll go and I'm gonna go grab a brewski and then I'll fire it up then.
Yeah.
Okay.
But don't kill
5
this
minutes or
one.
so.
B. I'll just bring up this.
All right, so
screen
I don't click end stream. I can
Right.
just fuck off and get something to drink.
Yeah.
And a slice of pizza.
I'll just
or
bring
something.
this here up and I'll make it full screen, and this will be still playing on your channel, my channels, everywhere. So his closeout's getting seen in 9 places instead of just 1.
Awesome.
Right.
Awesome. All right. So do we do the peace out and then you take us out?
You just do the peace out. You guys can go ahead and check out. I'll play a few ads while you guys are
Okay.
getting that one fired up, and you know.
All right, everybody, don't go anywhere. But still, it's tradition. Gotta end the horror movie club this way.
Yes.
Peace, love, and metal.
Y'all have a good time. We're gonna go over there and we're gonna hang out on Matt's channel, but we're still gonna be playing it here and everywhere else. Peace, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
wish I could find a way to better advertise Apothic Press.
Just back it already.
Whoa, Crom, what are you doing here? What's this? The Madness Roku Network. Sponsorship. 1 month of playing your 30-second ad on the network 3 times a day? Oh my gosh, for $20? And you can't beat that.
Just back it already.
All right, Crom, I'm doing it. Awesome. Hi, I'm Tanner Hurley, founder of Apothic Press. I back the Madness Roku Network, and so should you.
take out my Tchaikovsky tape. No matter, let's get started. Here we are, Nancy Moon. The last time we left our heroine, she had just joined my esteemed colleagues at level M. And the soldier who cannot stop talking, a magician with money issues, and a vampire with a checkered past. But there are other teammates she has yet to meet. One in particular might be a little bit shocking for her. I do hope she's not allergic. Back it today, won't you? Like right meow.
Fairview's coffee has mysteriously gone missing. Mayhem ensues when strange, coffee-craving zombies plague the city. Detective Mickey Potatoes, an overworked public servant, uncovers why ordinary citizens are losing their minds and how to stop the coffee apocalypse. But it involves the mafia. And when you're dealing with mafia crime families, nothing is ever easy. The mafia controls everything in the city, including the police, including him. If he breaks the mafia, they will break him. So, the city is without coffee. The city is burning before his very eyes, but he's powerless. Detective Potatoes has the power to stop the coffee apocalypse, but if he does, he could lose everything.
What is Path of the Pale Rider anyway? Is it a comic book? No, that's not it. Is it this? What the heck is Path of the Pale Rider, man? There's no way this is right. How about this?
I have no idea.
We can rob a bank. Oh, it's this.
The Civil War was America's bloodiest conflict. Over 500,000 died to preserve national unity. When the war ended, Confederates like Harley Brogdon headed west, shooting games in the Army and gambling. When a card game turns deadly, Harley shoots in self-defense, killing the card sharp who threw down first. Wilfred Knorr, the card sharp's wealthy father, will stop at nothing to see Harley hang. Harley flees to Cobb's Gap, an old silver mining town at the foot of the Rockies. A remarkably peaceful town, especially after dark. But the sheriff harbors a dark secret, and no one dares go into the mines anymore. Cobb's Gap is full of secrets. People speak in hushed tones of something in the mines. Something worse than their cursed sheriff. Something even the Indians fear from the deepest pits of hell. Every secret will be exposed. Bronze Star. Order your copy at bronzestarcomic.com.
But I know nothing about. So before we talk about, though, let's talk about.
Right.
Entertainment Group presents the Madness Comic Network with original programming and additional comic-related content.
In case you don't know, we do still have a Roku campaign going. We got 50 backers. We're almost to the halfway point. We got a long ways to go for a lot of stuff. Are you ready? All right, let's shut this thing down. All right, here we go. Get ready for Open the Gates.
the bar. Thanks for stopping by. But yeah, man. And so in the first book, he's going through this this whole new motions of what's happening to him. He wakes up in this bone void, and he's getting trained by this crazy like moth demon that's teaching him how to use these bone powers, and he's trying to struggle with that. So imagine waking up in this desert, this bone desert, and it's the middle of nowhere in this bone cathedral, and you don't know what the fuck's going on, and this demon wakes you up from this bone cocoon, and he starts fighting with you, and you're suddenly, it's kind of like a somewhat of a Neo moment, when Morpheus and Neo are fighting, and he kind of starts learning kung fu, and he's like, whoa, similar to that, but not entirely. My character has more of like a blue collar, rough around the edges, just an everyday guy, but eventually he gets out of there, and break it down into like matter and teleport into different bones if he needs to. If there's a dead cat laying on the street, he could turn, manifest that bone, that skeletal form, and come out. So that's kind of how he gets back into the world into the first one, and he has a bounty on his trail, a bounty hunter named the Opio Possum. I don't want to spoil too much of that either, but in the second book that I'm at right now, you're gonna definitely see some origin, basically, like where Butch came from and how he was brought up in the slaughterhouse. Something happened to his parents, and he's raised by his uncle Jake, and his uncle Jake is employed by this man right here, Whitey Ratatouille. Whitey Ratatouille was his father's main competitor. Butch's dad was James Cleaver, and they had their own Cleaver Cuts company, and that went under, and eventually his uncle lost his job, and so his uncle had to basically step up and raise young Butch. Excuse me. And so when that comes to play, I really like the gangster movies, like Goodfellas, Casino. I love Gangs of New York a lot. That was a big influence on me. So that's where a lot of that influence came in. Butch has to basically become like an enforcer for Whitey Ratatouille as he comes to age. He starts hitting his late teens, and his uncle is basically the main cutter, which that's what you would call him, the main cutter, which would be he's the manager at the slaughterhouse, but he's also the manager of the enforcement on the street. So you're gonna learn a little bit more about that as you're reading the book. Let's see here. Yeah, so this guy right here, this is the voodoo doll. Basically, in the first book, I guess I'm gonna have to spoil a little bit. The Whitey Ratatouille is selling rotten meat, okay, and the people in the town of Oubliette, they're getting fucked up. It's killing people, and people aren't standing by it. So this guy right here, he's like the main preacher in town, but he's also a pimp. So he's a preacher pimp, and he's called the voodoo doll. So So, and here you're gonna see like a little scene. Butch is going into it. He's going into the basically the voodoo doll, like I showed above. He has this facility in the front. It's called the House of Love, right? That's the church. In the back, it's the dollhouse. So he's got his own form of kind of like an offset of voodoo mixed with Catholicism. He does his own thing. I don't go deep into his religion in this book because it's too much. It's a heavy load. So we just kind of You hear him doing a couple of sermons in the first, or one sermon in the first book. But anyways, right here, this is a scene where Butch goes in, and this is him when he's probably like in his late teens, early 20s, and he's in there, and basically, the guy's telling him, let's show him what's happening when you steal from the collection plate, and Butch is just sitting, he's just sitting there up at the bar, and he's like, shoot, wait, don't shoot. Let me finish my whiskey milk first. So even back then, Butch was drinking whiskey milk. Later on in the story, you find out that once he's this dead phantasm, and later on after he's resurrected, he needs actually the whiskey milk to help his bones. That's what actually keeps him alive. So, and he liked it back then, and that's like a drink too. You could get like, if you go down to Mexico, they have like tequila and milk like right there, right out of the cow. You can get that. My boy Diller knows what I'm talking about. So there's this pimp right here telling him, fill them full of 30 boys, like full of 30, full of 30 holes, So that's all the 6 shooters that are loaded up right there. So it's six guns or whatnot. So he takes all those dudes out, all those pimps, and basically I don't want to spoil what, but he has to go there and collect. It's kind of hard trying to tell you guys, but there's a lot of little things in the story. In the town also, it was a vehicle for me to really explore different types of a parallel, basically America in the 1800s, in a town where I could kind of draw cathedrals and saloons and French Quarter buildings, but also have like just, you know what I mean? And have like barbarians and cowboys and Indians, and Vikings, like this right here it's a Viking saloon. It's a Warg Hall saloon, right? And this is the bartender is Vargbjorn, and he's got a power too that, you're not going to see in this book, but you'll see later on. Eventually I will get back to Butch Cleaver. This right here is Raw Meat Ren. So think of like this most vile pirate, right? He's got a blunderbuss arm, and one side of it's a bayonet, and the other side's a hook, and in the middle he's got the cannon, right? And on his left leg it's an actual blunderbuss. So he's walking around, instead of a peg leg, he's got a barrel, a blunderbuss, so you can actually light his leg and shoot. That I ain't gonna lie, that was an inspiration from like Planet Terror. I got that from Robert Rodriguez.
Oh, I love that movie too.
And I was like, well, what if I made a dude with a leg like that, and he carries his he has like a sash with all of like the victims he's sailed the 9 seas, because there's 9 seas in this world. He has different entrails and whatnot. I think Leatherface meets Blackbeard, kind of. That's what this guy is. In this world, you got to have these Butch is pretty horrific himself, so you have to have some pretty vile characters that he goes up against. And Brian knows about vile, right?
Sure do. And
what up, Brian?
not to be a dick and correct you, but that thing in Planet Terror,
yeah,
right? The chick with the
Rose McGowan
machine gun leg. That was basically Rodriguez stole that from like a Japanese movie called Tokyo Gore Police.
No, that's Rodriguez said that the Japanese stole that from him.
Yeah, whatever. That's bullshit.
Right?
It's all good. Of course, in Berserk, fucking Guts has got that giant fucking hand cannon, that literal hand cannon.
I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah, that shit's awesome, dude. I'd love to like one day too, like kind of, because I could literally write stories about all these characters, man, and kind of branch
off your hand and put a cannon on it.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely, man.
Well, I mean, it's just a really intriguing world. It's not like any comic book universe I've seen before. If I had to peg this genre-wise, Weird West, for sure.
Yeah, definitely Weird West.
I'm sorry, really Weird West, or really weird and fucked up West.
Ryan, after I got off stream with you, I looked up House of Hammer horror magazine.
Yeah,
and I found the issue of the Wolfman with the
Curse
illustrated. Oh my God, it's so the illustrations, like the comic book part of it.
Yeah,
is incredible.
Is it really?
I got it for $9.
Oh, that's nice.
Nice. See, when I go to conventions, not to suddenly make this all about something else,
no,
but
thank
I
you
go
for
to
coming, guys. I love it. Thank you guys. Love you guys.
No, right back at you, brother. When I go to a convention, I'm not really generally looking for color comics. I'm looking for black and white shit. I'm looking for like the Marvel monster magazines, fucking, obviously the Warren magazines, creepy, eerie, that sort of thing. The Hammer magazines, of course. I only have one of those, man. I gotta get the whole fucking set.
Oh, for sure.
Honestly,
man.
when I go to shows now, I just look for indie comics. Like I really don't.
Yeah, dude. That's kind of what I want too. Or like maybe some back issues of Bo, or maybe like some Poison Elves, or just some Faust, like, or some Crow, like just like indie, even old school indie 90s, 80s. That's what I'm looking for. Just that's nothing new really.
That's how I stumbled upon Scout Comics. Like Scout Comics is, oh my god, they have such a huge lineup of indie books, and it's all different stuff. They have a kaiju book where there's no words. It's just this Italian guy
really?
did this kaiju book, and it's all just the kaiju just destroying shit all through the book. And it's the craziest art style you've ever seen before in your life, and it's just nuts, dude. It's Scout Comics, dude. You got to look on Scout. And Scout Comics does that huge ass memorial, like treasury editions, and it's printed, but it looks like actual comic pages on blue line paper.
Oh, that's sick.
Like I'm telling you, dude, like I've stumbled upon so many publishers like that, like just indie publishers that are just amazing when it comes
to for sure, man. Because they put all that TLC into it, and it's like books that they really want to make from the soul,
Isn't there? There's no house style.
Yeah. This guy right here, this is a fight scene in the book. There's this dirty cop. His name's 5 Points Fitzpatrick. He's based off of a couple different people. I like that I don't know, like that dirty Irish cop that John C. Reilly played in the Gangs of New York. He was a big influence. My grandpa was a pretty big influence on this character. But he's just a bare knuckle badass dude. Like he's been in the war, and he works for the Voodoo Doll. So he's on his payroll, and he's stationed at the bottom of the Voodoo Doll's dollhouse. In this story, like we were talking about, Conan's Tower of the Elephant. He's trying to get to that tower, trying to get to the roof. Batman with Michael Keaton, he's trying to get up there to the Belfry to fight fucking Nicholson, right? And here, Butch kind of starts on the roof, but jumps down and kind of works his way back up. So that's kind of like sort of the end of the story. In the first half of the book, you're going to get his origin in Butch Cleaver 2. And in the second half, you're going to pick up right where the first graphic novel left off. And that's basically Butch sitting in the Viking meat hall, talking to the Wargbjorn, and then Chieftain Wallace, which is this Native American. He's part Irish. Part Scottish, part Cherokee. He's the descendant of William Wallace, which we'll get into him later on too someday. He's a barbarian in the Wild West. So he's, they're chatting, they're spitting it up, they're chopping it up, and Butch telling him his origin, and then boom, it picks up right here, and he's basically going to the House of Love for answers. He wants to talk to the Voodoo Doll, and he's got to go through all these guys. So he's on the street right now. He runs into this motherfucker right here, and he gets his ass beat, dude. This cop beats the shit out of him, dude, and breaks his jaw, breaks, and Butch he'll die. Like he does. I've had lots of talks about it. Like you can't make the character too OP; it gets boring, right?
I was gonna say, he's
shit,
not
dude,
too OP.
Yeah, so he gets his ass beat a lot. I like him to get beat up and come back and come back from it. So you will see his blood. It's got this kind of gooey pinkish, shit. That's very kind of hammery, you know what I mean? Kind of Cronenberg-y. Like I like a lot of that stuff, like The Fly, where you're getting that weird, gooey, disgusting blood. It looks like Pepto-Bismol, sort of. His bones are hollow and they have that goo inside of them, And if he doesn't, let's just say there's a couple of times where he could keep regenerating, but he has to make a cocoon to come back. But if there's only so many times he could do it. But anyways, you'll see in this part, like he'll slowly get his ass beat. But this guy, let's just say this is the phase one of the travel of getting into the dollhouse. He has to go through this guy. He has to go through another character, which I didn't really show too much. His name is Zulambi. He's from Africa. Really cool. He's like, I don't know, man. I really just want to make this big, like 1800s African slave zombie dude, and he's basically the property of the voodoo doll, and the voodoo doll, without giving too much away, he has his family. He knows where his family's located, so he basically has him he is a slave, and he has to do what he says. It's fucked up, and he'll do whatever he says, and so Butch is. What's up?
I just want to say really quick, the character design on him is completely outrageous. It's completely sick.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I wanted to, like, he was inspired by like some of the African Americans in Dawn of the Dead, in the very beginning of the movie where they're biting them and stuff, and just like the tone, I wanted him to have like a purplish look, like really like scary as fuck, but buff and big. And I really wanted him to kind of have a little bit of I don't know, man, like just that look, and just decaying, and he's under the spell of Whitey, and Whitey knows where his family is, but he'll do whatever he can. But he also has these mystical chains that he uses, and there's a scene that him and Butch have to talk about, talk it out. But there's only so much talking, and Butch sees eye to eye. He knows, like, he's under the voodoo dolls. They're both under his spell. Basically, he has voodoo dolls of both of them, But again, he's another character. I would love to do a story on him, see where he comes from, because he's from Africa, and the voodoo doll, he's from the Caribbean, so he's another character too. They're all in this fucked up world. They're all in this fucked up situation of this parallel universe of Oubliette, of what in America on parallel fantasy, fucked up dark fantasy could be. Let me see. I'll scroll down.
Yes, and it is really severely fucked up.
Yeah, and right here it's just like a shot. Basically, it's kind of in the middle of the story where it kind of bridges the origin with where we left off from the first book. As I said earlier, he's in there talking with Wargbjorn, the bartender. Is a Viking cowboy essentially, and the Native American chieftain Wallace. And he has they both have shit of their own, and the inside that bar, the Vorkskål, you're gonna see there's shield maiden prostitutes. They're like Viking, they're cowgirls basically up there, and they don't take no shit. They have it's all of them and him, They run their business the way they need to, and again, I'd like to go into their backstory a little bit too. And right here, I just have a little line. A shepherd was consumed by a lone wolf, but the blood of the shepherd bled out. I sent for a wild dog. I hear the screams in my skull, but only the screams in Oubliette I can silence. That was basically him referring to his father in the story. Yeah, that's basically,
he's quite a piece of work.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And in the first book, he has this bull that he finds in the street, and he resurrects, and his name's Tor. And I wanted to basically create a steed for him, but I wanted him to make an actual cowboy. He's riding a cow, but not he's riding a bull, so he's more like a bull boy. So that's that's how he gets around. And
yeah,
you two, and then Vogbjorn's like, we're gonna need a lot more me to tell my story, and then they're just laughing about it. And with the word balloons, I was trying to do something different. Like with Butch, you have like that cloudy basically stroke. Vogbjorn's got a gold, silver, and Chieftain Wallace has this black and red one, just so you kind of know who's who in the story, and you can kind of break it up with the word balloon colors. Right here you got this is a wanted poster, man. I mean, can't have a Western without a wanted poster. So this is this is it right here. I'll show you guys again in a little bit, but it was real fun, really easy to make too. I think if anyone does a Western, they should definitely make one. This right here is a card by our boy. Oh yeah, definitely. This is a card right here by our boy Preston Azevedo.
Right.
Yeah, I gotta send you some of that.
God damn.
So this is his take on Butch Cleaver, man. I love what he did with just love this piece. It's one of my favorite pieces by him. If not, I also
love how he draws the moon. You can tell Preston really loves drawing the moon.
Oh yeah, and the bats.
I love the old Extreme Studios, the way they did the moon back then.
Oh yeah, man.
You killed this dude. Yeah.
It's just got such a nice like flow too, just organic, and you could tell he's been through some shit already. Like, and he's already had like a battle inside the graveyard. I love it.
Dinged up.
Yeah, man. And I just love his take on Butch, man. He looks fucking dope.
Well, I mean, it's just he's such a cool character.
And everybody that backs.
Oh, yeah, he's fun to do.
Oh, thanks, guys.
You know, and also I just like all the crazy shit you have him doing with his bodies, right? Because he can molecularly control bone.
Yeah,
right?
I felt like I kind of lucked out because I hadn't seen anybody do that really. You know, like, I mean, obviously there's Ghost Rider. That's always going to be the one that you're going to pull up. You're going to pull up Ghost Rider and Gunslinger Spawn and Swamp Thing. Those are like the big kind of similarity ones, you know. And they're, you know, I never read Ghost Rider Spawn. I do love Spawn a lot, and I never read that one.
They have a Spawn Ghost Rider crossover?
No, that would be dope though. That would be dope.
Well, I mean, Spawn was always, when it first came out, I remember thinking like, oh, this is a 70s Marvel monster.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is also, I think, you know, directly or indirectly connected to that lineage.
Yeah, and like Spawn, I don't remember him really like making bone weapons and things like that. You know, like just using Ghost Rider. I don't really remember them using bone shit. You know, like, so like I figured if I could just kind of narrow that down a little bit, it'd be really fun to do and draw. You know, I think that'd be a fun character. And yeah, it always was. You know, and then I'd always, well, maybe I can make bone anatomy. You know, like, fuck human anatomy. I could just straight make his body made out of bones, you know, make bone 6-pack. It's just like, no, the sky's the limit, like an exoskeleton, basically.
Right. And then, of course, with the guns, have you ever seen that's the David Cronenberg movie, Existence?
No, dude. Oh,
What's that all about? Dude, you'd like that. Well, first of all, it's Cronenberg doing Cronenberg, right?
Oh,
which he
okay.
hadn't done in a while. And it's about a virtual reality.
Oh, okay.
And but it's completely bizarre and very Cronenbergian. Well, in that, there's a scene with a gun that's made out of animal bones that shoots teeth.
Oh, that's sick.
It has
dude.
like a clip that has like human teeth.
Oh, that's dope. I never even thought of that.
That's what this is making me think of. Yeah.
I'm kind of glad I haven't seen it.
Damn, I wouldn't want to get shot with a tooth.
Right?
You get shot with a piece of bone?
Yeah, it would suck, dude. And I was like, and then in the first I think the first gun he makes is a Gatling gun. Like when he's first awoken in the first book, he just gets shot in his chest and he just puts his arm to his chest and makes a Gatling gun. Or Butch does, and I thought that would be kind of fun because he knows of it, you know what I mean, and he can make like just a kind of a janky one, you know, like he knows it exists basically in that world, right?
Sarcastic agnostic said just what number 2.
Yeah, homeboy just hooked it up. Thank you so much.
For some odd reason, it reminds me of Jeepers Creepers a little bit.
Yeah, Jeepers Creepers.
Well, that's definitely the hat and the duster, I think.
Definitely the hat and the duster. And then yeah, man, like I thought about using like a spinal column for a barrel. I haven't seen anybody, to my knowledge, anybody do that. So
no, not at all. No,
like,
not
okay,
at all.
I got that one then. That one's mine. So
right. Well, I mean, this is the sort of thing that you dream of when you're coming up with a character, where it's like, well, I kind of want this to be kind of like Ghost Rider or Spawn or whatever it is that you're doing, but then they're just like, you know, completely their own character. Where it's like, they're like that, but they're not specifically.
Right, and he's kind of in his own world. You know what I mean? That's like 50% of the character, I'd say. And like even like
Weeblet is a character in the story, basically.
Yeah, it's like Gotham, you know. It's like basically like similar, but not. And then like Louisiana,
like Gotham on like peyote.
Like in the book, I said, it's crazy, man. Like, let's looking back, it's been like 2 years, man. You know, they landed in the port town of Oubliette. Doss said the place looked like he never seen it on any map, but it believed it was located between Texas and Louisiana. he said Oubliette looked like London and Paris had a bastard son in the Wicked West. That's basically like what it is, you know. And I was thinking like Louisiana and Texas together, you know, but with Paris and London, you know what I mean? Totally fucked up, you know, and a little bit of like Mexico, you know, all that, like all that right there. Like that's basically, it's a big melting pot, you know. And I hadn't seen, so it's like, oh, and I fucking love this world too, but I'm taking a break from it from a while, you know, and I figured it'd be kind of a little vacation, but it's gonna be, I'm coming back. It's my baby, you know. It's always gonna be my baby.
Yep.
I think people need
Hell
to have.
War must see the.
Oh yeah, and there's a connection, like a little spoiler. All right, Wagbjörn, the bartender from Butch Lever, he's he's the bass player in Hell War. Hell War has a band, and he's like Van Halen, where he has his own band. You know, that's like a big part of the story. So there is some connectivity, yeah, so you're gonna see that in there. I was gonna make Butch Cleaver his singer of his band, but I was like, nah, that's just too much, you know. I'm not gonna do that. So I did pick someone very popular.
He doesn't seem
very popular.
Can't see that guy like wanting to entertain people.
Right. And who's he gonna sing like? You know, I try to think of all that shit. Like, who's he gonna sound like? You know, he's gonna have a little country accent, and I think all that shit. You know, who's he gonna sound like? Right.
If I was you, I'd make the original singer for Drowning Pool the singer of the band. Like,
right.
Make him a zombie.
Oh man, this is so dope.
I picked somebody though.
Do you have any of the bottle openers left? I think you said you had like
7
or something.
Folks, yeah,
you gotta get one of these fucking bottle openers. Just sick
now because Sarcastic Agnostic just got one. Hey, what's up, Dan?
Yeah, what up, Dan?
Dan right there, Plago, man. I just met him a little over a month ago, man. Real nice guy. We had a pretty good conversations over carne asada and a couple beers, I think. It was pretty good. Go back, Goblin Girl, too, guys. But yeah, man, I love Preston's piece. Everybody that backs this book, you're gonna get a bunch of stuff I'm gonna ship to you. You're gonna get the Preston Azevedo card too. So on the front, is that, and on the back you're gonna get the full piece.
That shit ships like stat. Like you're not gonna be waiting weeks for your book.
No, it'll be about a week.
Right out.
Oh yeah, because I live around the corner from the post office, so I'll ship that out pretty fast. It's just because of my work schedule now. It just takes a couple of extra days, but nothing crazy. And then right here we have Death Metal Heroes, Luke Agilita.
Oh yeah.
He's homage to Desperados album, or I'm sorry, movie poster. I really want to do black and white. I want to bring in some people to do black and white trading cards for Butch Cleaver to give it that old school EC horror and black and white universal. Dude. You know, so that's my idea. That's what I want to do for every campaign. You know, I'd like to do as many as I can per campaign. You know, Preston and him are on this one, and Jason Bascom was on the first campaign, and that one was extremely limited. I only printed I think 100 cards, so there's not that many in existence. And I comped Bascom with a few of those too. So I was like, damn, I'm gonna start fucking doing this every campaign. Yeah, so Vic King has already done one for Butch Cleaver 3. So, oh yeah,
I love the use of negative space in this piece.
And I love that he put Butch's mask on his head. I wanted Butch to have a mask, like basically when he's wandering through the street, I want him to basically look like, okay, you can't have a skeleton, but you can have a leper. All right, so at least they could kind of stay away from him, you know. And they know who Butch Cleaver is in Oubliette. He was the fucking, he was, the dead. He was the butcher, like the fucking brutal butcher. So, that's kind of how he looks. Like that's with the mask. He's got these big ass broccoli cheekbones.
Yeah, it completes the look of the character. Otherwise, it's just like a skull.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
And that was a big challenge too. Like with creating him, I was like, damn, I got to do something just with the skull alone. So, but for me, I really like drawing the big broccoli cheekbones, put that on there. So when he doesn't wear the mask, that's always fun.
That's a good idea.
And then the mask too. And maybe one day, he'll be a human again for a couple of moments, maybe not, and then the character evolved a lot though too. You know, like I like Preston's cowboy hat. The first hat that I made, it was more kind of a fedora inspired, kind of like Freddy Krueger style hat. That was definitely the inspiration. The first hat that he had. But as time went on, it started to change a little bit.
Dan said that I'm available to do a black and white card.
Oh, for sure, man. I'll hit you up then.
Dan.
That's a dark joke, Dan. That is a dark joke.
So Vic King did one card for part 3. So I'm definitely gonna bring in some more cats. But yeah, Dan, definitely that'd be sick, dude. I love Dan's art.
Oh, he's fantastic.
Love the piece he did for the first book, The Embrace.
You should see what he did for the Unholy Diver.
Ooh, I gotta check that out.
His shit's a very jolly.
Well, you can't. It hasn't been published yet, but he showed some pages, and it was crazy.
Dan knows what's up too. He backed Butch Cleaver. He got the book, so he knows the world a little bit.
Hell yeah!
But yeah, man, I'm so dark that it's real.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, man. So I just want to bring in the different creators in CG and the Iron Age, you know, to do some black and white art. You know, so on the front you're gonna have the Butch Cleaver bone fucking brand, basically like forget the word, it escapes me. Blocking around the front, and on the back you're just gonna get the full like black and white art with nothing on there, not the name, not the room cutter label, nothing like that on the front and back of the card.
Here's the thing. It's like I keep thinking like this shit should be in black and white. This character should be in black and white, but I don't know if that's me making a proper assessment or if that's my opinion because I'm a black and white stan. Do you know what I'm saying?
I'm racist, to be quite honest.
No, I mean, look, not that I have anything against color art. There's just something about your style that I look at it and I'm like I don't want to see that color.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like. I like the color, you know, but I do like black and white. I'm always torn, but I mean, it's probably going to be. I mean, Hell War's in black and white. This one's Hell War's definitely in black and white. And then this one's probably Butch Cleaver 3's in black and white. And just let you guys know, I do have Butch Cleaver 3. You know, it's already typed up. The script's done. Just so you know, it's called. Should I say the title of Butch Cleaver 3 so people know right now? Just so okay.
Fuck yeah.
Butch Cleaver 3 is called Cannibal Freak Show Circus. I'm sorry, Carnival Freak Show Circus. That's Butch Cleaver. Butch Cleaver 3 Carnival Freak Show Circus. That's the name of it.
Sold.
Yeah, that's been the name. And that's basically what you're going to be fucking with in the new one. It's done. It's a chase. Half the book is a chase. Straight up, it's a chase book, and it turns into something more after that. So I have
wait
this.
a second.
It's got werewolves too. So
quick question.
Yeah.
Is he fighting like a circus in this?
Yeah, he is. So you're gonna have Mardi Gras.
That the Puritanian, because for a second I was thinking, man, what if I threw him up against the vampire circus?
Oh yeah. Well, I'll tell you backstory.
But now I know. Okay, yeah, don't go that way.
It's not completely a circus, but it's something a little. It's something else. I'll tell you what it is backstage. But there is werewolves in it. So
nice.
And the Beast of Gévaudan. So you're gonna have a little bit of that.
That's right.
So you're gonna have that. Yes. It's more like Mardi Gras and Day of the Dead kind of fused. There's a big fucking parade in there that he has to deal with. Let's just say he's gonna be. Well, I just don't want to spoil too much, but it opens up on a big ass parade, you know, and he's gonna be fucking going down the floats and jumping up and down like Mad Max. You know what I mean? Fury Road style. That was a big influence. So
nice.
Without giving too much away, I do have the first. I'm sorry, I have the third book typed up and ready to go. It's going to be fucking epic. And by then too, hopefully my art style is I've leveled up a bit. It will be black and white for now, but for me, like I've always seen Butch Cleaver in hammer color. We were talking about color, and Preston was talking about color in the last stream, about these movies and how with the hammer it's got a lot of color, you know.
Colors.
So like for Butch, if I did it all in black and white, you would never know his blood was Pepto-Bismol pink, you know, like things like that, you know, and
That's true.
different
I always like
characters
what the
have different.
Japanese do, where
Yeah.
there'll be like the first couple of pages of like a manga that will be in color, just so you know what like the colors of all the characters will be just like the first 5 pages. It's really peculiar. You've seen that before, right? Then the rest is all in black and white. Yeah, it's really strange.
Just backed again because I don't have any idea where my issue number 1 is. The more the scarier, friend. Oh, damn. Thanks, brother. Fuck. Appreciate you. Oh, you're fucking awesome, dude. Oh, fucking sick. Sorry, I think I don't know if I'm roboting or if
you definitely.
Okay. Damn, that sucks.
I wanted to say something earlier, but I was like you keep stopping every now and then you'll just freeze up in the middle of a sentence, and I'll be like, and right when I'm about to tell you, like you go again. Right now, Brian is completely fucking frozen.
Oh, okay, I thought that was me. Okay, cool. So it's not me.
No, that's not you. Not this time.
Okay,
that's Brian. That's all Brian.
But you were talking.
Oh, there you go again. Like you
about like different color, you know what I mean? Like on for like the movie. Brian's gonna come back in.
Like color can either make or break a movie. I mean, especially when it comes to horror and sci-fi. Like I've noticed like some of the best horror movies have like the best color contrasts between, you know what I'm saying? Like they definitely follow the color palette, you know, when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. And like for this book, like I wanted different places to have different colors, you know?
Yeah.
Like for where Butch lives, he actually lives in his old family slaughterhouse. You know, that's where he ends up, like that's his base, you know? And it's an old cathedral because a lot of the buildings in this in this book is they've been retrofitted into slaughterhouses or building establishments, right? And they're fun to draw like that.
Well, I kind of see color as the flavor. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, definitely,
like
man.
It gives it flavor. You know? I know it sounds fucking weird.
No, it does. It does.
Some shit like that.
And I wanted his place to be green. You know, like it's death. So I mean, he's usually wearing brown and stuff, but when he goes into his place, it's green. You know.
Yeah, like
and
putrefaction or something.
Putrefied, and then he has his dead father like is hanging inside of where he lives. His father was murdered, and he's hanging inside of the cathedral where, you know, and he just kind of keeps him there as like, you know, I don't know, as something, you know what I mean? He wants, his father's been murdered, and he wants to solve the murder, right? He's going to solve his murder and his father's murder, right? So,
and just so you know, like my offer's still open, dude. Like I'll give you a hand as far as getting Goblin Girl out. You're having problems.
Everyone has been stable and clear on my end watching. Nice. Okay, cool. Thanks, dude. Dan, I was gonna say too, man, if you want the link, dude, I could shoot it for you. I could shoot it to you as well. Just let me know. But yeah, so he has that color. And also you know, the voodoo doll's kind of house inside is like kind of gold and purple and green, you know, like royalty, the pimp in his church. Whitey Ratatouille's house is more of like it's kind of like it's like kind of like a whitish, you know, he loves white, his Whitey Ratatouille.
I love that name. That name's fucking amazing.
What, Whitey Ratatouille?
Awesome.
Well, it's fun too, man. Like the book is fun too. You know what I mean? Like it's I'm trying to have fun with it, you know. At the end of the day, I was inspired by Mad Magazine too, and that's what I read growing up as a kid. A lot of Mad and Cracked and some comics. I loved with the comic books. I loved opening them up and looking at the pictures most of the time.
Me too.
Know?
That's how I got into comics. I never
I was reading
comics. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
First few years,
so I was. Yeah. I'm gonna get Dan the link right here. And then
super dyslexic. Well, I still am dyslexic, but it was like really.
I got a little bit of that too right now.
Well, it takes me a while I have to read something over and over to be able to absorb, you know, the meaning and the content of what I'm reading. You know, so You know, that's why I went to the pictures first.
Yeah, yeah. And what else was there? Oh yeah, and then like there was a slaughterhouse. There's a slaughterhouse in here, and that one was basically pink. You know. Yeah, man. Trying to find Dan on here right now. Try this right here. Sorry, guys.
I'll entertain everybody for the moment. Unfortunately, Matt doesn't have any porno scenes inside of this book, which actually, I mean, it does take away from the book a little bit, but you know, I've forgiven him for that, and I think you guys should. Like, he's trying to keep it a little too clean for my taste, but you know, whatever.
You want Dan to shoot me a link on Twitter. I'm a DM. I'm at Runecutter Comic. For some reason, you're not populating on my search.
I'll send him a link. I'll copy the
Okay,
link.
cool.
Send it to him.
I don't know why it's not popping up. Try and boob Dan and everything.
I got it.
That's weird. There's a bunch of them, dude. Bunch of accounts.
All right. Send it.
Nice. Hell yeah. Yeah, and then in the story, I wanted to do something with zombies, right? Everyone's sick of fucking zombies and they're tired with zombies. So in here I wanted Butch to go in this book to go kind of toe to toe with some zombie voodoo dolls, zombified voodoo dolls, right?
That'd be sweet. Yeah.
So that's what we have right here in this trading card right here. I wanted to do, you know, Butch and riding tour, you know, when he's fighting like a group of zombies are coming up out of the ground of these voodoo zombies. In the story, well, it's like sometimes I want to tell like little beats about the story, you know. I don't want to give it away because I want people to read it, but you know, sometimes just got a little bit. There's a scene in there where there's a bunch of there's a lot. So in the first book, Butch he murders a gang of people that like that he comes back for. He gets some of his revenge, right? Mm-hmm. And their dead bodies are harvested by this guy called Condor Warlock, and he has a hunchback that works with him named Vigor Mortis, and basically those those bodies get buried again, and then a couple of voodoo dolls are thrown in there with them, and a hex is put on those bodies, and they start coming up out of the ground basically with a spell, you know. And Butch has to fight those guys off.
Yeah, you got to do something original with zombies if you're going to add them to kind of separate it from all the garbage they got out there.
Yeah, dude, and it was fun too, you know. Like I was just designing some of them, you know. Like, oh, I'm gonna have like the fat slothy one, you know. I'm gonna have a little baby, like a toddler one right there in the background, little toddler coming up.
You remember creepy. Like the Master Blaster from
yeah,
Thunderdome?
Yeah,
that would be so cool.
Yeah, the
to have, like a pregnant chick with the baby as like, you know, the master.
Oh yeah, yeah.
She's the blaster. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
like,
totally.
That'd be sick.
Then I made one that kind of like has like a goblin-esque kind of big fucking nose coming at him, and it's just weird, you know. Like you give him weird anatomy, like one arm will be like a basically like a voodoo doll arm or voodoo doll leg, you know, and you could do a lot with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's
just a lot of fun.
I probably wouldn't be worried about the like making them exactly zombies. I would have to be like make them like crazy ass things. You know what I'm saying? Like just I don't know. You know, have.
Oh yeah.
What if?
Like, they're right here, actually, on this card right here, Preston. If you look at them.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of them right there, and everyone that backs this book, you'll get it.
Have you ever seen like you've seen Pet Sematary, right?
Oh yeah, that movie's scary as fuck.
Dude, I would like I was thinking when I was watching the newest Pet Cemetery, I was like, dude,
What up,
wouldn't it
Dan?
be cool if you took like
What up?
like different animals, sewed them together, and then buried it in a pet cemetery? And then,
Oh yeah, that'd be fucking crazy.
I mean, would it come back? Would it be like this crazy ass fucking thing with bat wings and a cat's body and shit like that? You know?
That would be sick. That's like Pet Cemetery 3 right there.
No, right? What's up, Dad? What you up to?
Not much. Just got the baby down. Today was my first day of radiation.
Oh, you haven't had
treatment.
radiation?
No, I just started it. Yeah. 5 rounds for my liver, and then I go back 2 weeks after that, and I start like intensive, like 60 rounds or something like that of chemo for my colon.
Like I said, dude, like if you need some help, I had family members go
Well,
through radiation, and
Yeah,
chemo,
well,
you know,
I don't know what I'd have you do, because I mean, unless you were like making a print or like a card or something, because
no,
all
I'm
the
talking
art's
about
done.
like, oh, you finished all the artwork?
Dude, the art, I'm second book. Most people don't know. Even Billy doesn't really know, but second book, I'm already halfway through it.
Oh shit. Okay, I thought you
Yeah.
needed help with that. I didn't know you.
No.
Oh, okay.
Just
Because
I had to, like, the book is delayed because Billy's finishing up coloring, and also because I've been going through like chemo and everything else, like my energy and like the neuropathy and everything else that I have from the shit, like I haven't been able to really like sit down at a computer and work on lettering or do anything like that. And also like doing layout and stuff to like put the pages together to like go to the printer. I haven't been able to do any of that. And then if I printed everything
all
up,
my weakest points right there. Is what you
yeah, if I had to, I could do all that stuff, but then it's like, ordering everything and then putting everything together and shipping it out. Like, I definitely don't have the energy to like pack 340 packages or whatever it is. So we're pushing it off probably till either, I'm hoping before spring of next year. I'm hoping by like March or something, but we're going to see what happens.
Honestly,
I'm ordering trading cards. I'm ordering the Viewmasters. I should hopefully have that stuff in hand by Christmas, or sooner. And then I'm going to be ordering the vintage Goblin Girl books for everybody, and probably the sketchbook. But I haven't done the layout in the sketchbook yet, so I got to get to that. But
shit, I didn't see that option when I was.
Yeah, it was on there. It's still on there. I think it's on there as an individual purchase. You could just buy that by itself.
The vintage,
the vintage book, yeah, it's the OG Goblin Girl book. It's got her like jumping up, like swinging a sword. It's basically the Cliff Notes version of the first issue, basically, or the first book.
Do you have any of your original books? Like your?
I have like maybe 2. Oh, maybe. I mean, I got to order them. I have the files. I just have to send them off. I was trying to find a place that was reasonably priced to print them up. They're only about 16 pages long, I think, and they're all black and white, except for the cover. And then the style of art looks a lot different than my stuff does now.
Guys, you're gonna want to get in.
It's like very anime looking.
It's gonna be hot. There's guys coming in from the water side.
I'm on your campaign right now. I don't see the OG.
Should be on there.
Girl. I see it Down Under Goblin. You got Down Under Goblin Girl.
It's
Down Under Color Perk, Greystone edition, color edition, all the books. Oh, okay. It comes with all the books, right?
Yeah.
Shit, goddamn it.
Reprint.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh,
dude, I'm having like palpitations.
All right, guys, I'm gonna call it. I gotta get to bed. You fellas.
Well, you sound good, but you sound good, Dan.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Yeah, dude. It was cool like meeting up with you, man, at Dillard's.
Yeah, I think we're gonna do another one in November around my birthday because hockey's coming out from Australia and Jason's coming out from Ohio.
Oh, that's cool. Where at? Where you guys gonna do it?
I don't know. They're gonna be here for like 4 days
Oh, okay.
from like the weekend of the 11th, because my birthday's on the 11th. So whatever that Friday is before that, 11th I think is on a Saturday. So
Oh, that's
so
cool.
it's probably the 10th to the 13th. Probably is how long Jason will be here.
Yeah, I'd like to meet up with you guys. And
Yeah.
Bascom, right? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I think
Oh, yeah, that'd be cool.
Billy's gonna be here as well, and we said we were gonna meet up with Dillard and everything, so we might just go to Dillard's house again. I don't know.
That'd be cool.
Where's this at? Where y'all gonna be at?
California, like Riverside area, Orange County. I don't know. Probably in Orange County, probably Riverside.
Somewhere like that.
Yeah.
It's pretty close to my house. It's like 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Too bad you're not invited.
That's not the case.
Yeah, this dude, right here I got is this is another trading card right here too, guys. If you back the book, this is Opio Possum. He's a bounty hunter from the first book. So,
so cool.
what I am going to do tonight too for tonight's special, I got a couple reader copies of Butch Cleaver 1. So Dan and sarcastic or gnostic, I'll throw in a reader copy of number 1 for you guys. They're dinged up, so they're not something I sell.
Okay.
So yeah, thank you. So that way you guys can get completely caught up on Butch Cleaver and have Butch Cleaver 2 to go. And thanks again, Dan, for backing, man. I really appreciate it, brother.
No, I didn't even know it was live, so I was like, oh, I'll go back that real quick.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I just figured I'd close it down.
My favorite part of this whole show is when Dan started cracking those dark ass jokes, and you and Brian were like so uncomfortable, squirming over it. Well, yeah, that's awesome.
Brian should be coming back too, in a little bit. His internet's kind of dodgy right now. This right here is another card too, that you guys will get. They do have power gauges on the back too, like kind of old school style Marvel, but I do it a little more kind of horror style. So you're gonna get the power gauges and their their abilities on the back of the card. And this is Moth Mammon. I was talking about him earlier in the stream. This is this Moth Mammon. If you guys know who Mammon is, he's a demon from the Bible, and then the Mothman. He's actually, he might be both. He might not be. If you read the book, and he's Butch's like trainer. He's his he's like his coach. He's looking out for Butch. You don't really know if he's a good guy or a bad guy, but yeah, he's definitely a mysterious character in the Butch Cleaver verse, and I love him. He's fun to draw, and he's got this big fucking rusty 6-shooter, and he's a light eater.
Right back in a minute.
Oh, for sure, brother. He sucks light, so he actually feeds on light. So if he were to come into a room, he would suck all light out.
That's crazy.
And he could shoot light too as well. So
can he be in the sunlight?
Mammoth, a light eater.
Where's the sun like deadly or some shit?
It's any kind of light, basically. Any kind of light, just like a moth to the flame. So yeah, let me show you guys a little bit more. Here's another character card that's coming with you guys. It's the Voodoo Doll. He's the preacher pimp of Oubliette, man. He's the one that turned Butch Cleaver into the dead bones. The dead bones right there, and he's got his voodoo dolls. And there might be some zombie voodoo dolls right there in the ground, coming up out of the ground. Maybe he's doing a little hex. So you guys might want to check that out. If you back the book, you'll get the card. You'll get his powers on the back. There's a lot more characters too. I was talking to Preston too. Like I was thinking about doing like a Butch Cleaver Toberfest type thing. I was going to draw a trading card for every day of the month for this universe, and I was like not sure if I could do it. It's a lot to commit to. You got to be pretty quick. I'm pretty slow. I'm a slow artist. And yeah, I don't know, but I'm definitely going to do that probably for Butch Cleaver 3. Yeah, I think that'd be pretty fun to do a different trading card each day of October. I'd love to launch Butch Cleaver 3 in the month of October because it's definitely a Halloween style book. Yeah, so we got that right there, and that right there is just Butch Cleaver's insignia. That's his belt buckle. It's also kind of modeled from his chest and his sternum. Yeah, that's his chest and his sternum. It's also his belt buckle. In the first book too, when he once he's hatched out of his bone cocoon, he starts forming like his he tries to form like what he was wearing like on the street, with his duster and his kind of his hat, and it's just kind of encased in bone. He's just trying to figure out who he is and trying to make things seem comfortable.
Familiar.
So that was kind of fun to draw. Let's see here. Yeah. But yeah, and maybe I'll just play the trailer for you guys. You guys have probably seen it before. I don't know. Let's see here.
I love that.
Yeah,
song.
this little trailer. And thanks, man.
Buddy, isn't it?
Yeah, Nightmare Nemesis. So I'll shoot you the MP3 too when you back it. You might like the song.
You could I got like I think I still have the info to the guy where I had those vinyl picture discs made. For Rockabilly Road Trip. If you want, I can probably dig it up and send it to you if you want to get that put on vinyl.
That would be sick, dude. I'd love to do that even for my next book, for Hell War.
It's really not that expensive.
I'm working on a song right now. I'm actually working on the song Hell War right now. We want to do, God willing, 3 songs for the next book. So to release, they're definitely going to be MP3s, but it would be like a stretch goal for the next book to have it pressed. The next book is going to be, let's just say, it's going to be like an album. It's going to be a big square book, Hell War. But yeah. Oh, look, we got Jason right here. Hey, what's up, dude? Hope you guys hope you have a great closeout, man. Shared it out when you posted. Thanks, brother. And if you want to come in too, just let me know and I'll shoot you the link. But if you want to hang out in the chat or bounce, I understand that too. And thank you again for being there from day one, Jason, and doing that card, man. Both you guys, man, you and Death Metal Hero, Rot 10 Glory, and Preston, man, you guys were like the guys that kind of lifted me up when I got into the Comics Gate, and back then, that it was all about you guys, and I appreciate that. Yeah, it was the old days, right? The bad days, man, the old days, the all or nothing days, and I'm ready for war. I love Sin City, man. I fucking love that movie. I think it's the best comic book movie. Just never get tired of it.
People can say what they want about him, but shit, dude, you can learn a lot of stuff from your boy about light and shading and all.
Oh, Frank Miller, yeah, dude. Like I'm reading like 300 right now. Like just that weird layout, right? That like rectangular layout. So I have Holy Terror and 300. 300's more.
I need to get that. I've never gotten a copy of 3. I've never read Frank Miller's 300.
It's
I've only seen
It's fun, dude. It's badass, and it's painted. I think it's painted by his ex-wife, and it's just in that weird long format. So like when I was doing Hell War, like I didn't really have like anywhere because the pages are square. So it's a tough road. Some of it kind of falls into the comic strippy sequential storytelling. But the way Frank does it, he does these weird little like inlet panels. And it's like every page has splash potential, basically, because it's like that, and it's fun, dude. And so I got that. I got it at Book Off, dude, for $15 used. They have this place called Book Off at the mall where it's like a Tower Records, and it's got used and brand new comics, used and brand new toys, used and brand new instruments, used and brand new books, used and brand new DVDs and movies,
like
anime, manga. It's like everything you want, dude. Like I'll spend like hours in there, but yeah. So Dan, so you're gonna do a card for Butch Cleaver 3, Dan?
I don't think Dan's back.
Well, I think he is gonna do one.
Dan's
So,
not back.
Oh, he's not.
No, he's
just still on.
The,
okay, cool. I think he's gonna do one.
Books A Million like changed their format a while back. Like instead of being like just a bookstore, they became like this weird pawn shop where it was like they would have like comics and like video games and all kinds of shit like that. Plus they would have books and everything else involved in it. It was nuts.
That's sweet, dude. And then
exactly what you're talking about, like that.
Yeah, I'll stay in there forever, dude. Like I won't leave. It was my pleasure to help out. Oh, it's all good, dude. Oh, you're a great dude, Jason.
Fucking bastard.
What does Jason saying?
Oh, we're saying Sin City is my jam, and the movie is the most accurately adapted comic movie made. Yeah, I agree.
Pretty close, yeah.
But yeah, I was gonna say, Dan, you want to do a card for the next Butch Cleaver? It's not gonna be for a few years, but I mean, if you're down, Big King did one. I already said, like, because he drew one, and I was just like, oh fuck yeah, dude, I'll make that a card, but it would be black and white if you're down.
Sure.
Yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool. Let's see here. Oh, okay. I was just going to show you guys a rundown. I know this is a big closeout stream, so it is a little shilly, but it is what it is. So yeah,
we're talking about
the music. Yeah, man, I'm closing the campaign tonight.
For the next 3 years.
So. Yeah, maybe longer.
That's too long, man. 3 years.
It's a long ass time. Well, I'm doing another book right after this. So I mean, right now I'm working on another book, and that book's gonna take at least a year. I'm working on Hell War right now, so I'm probably gonna do Butch Cleaver 3 after that, Carnival Freak Show Circus. So, but yeah, maybe people, we could get this one, and I'll probably have some copies if they DM me, kind of like Rich does with his Roach Balls, sell it through DMs and stuff. So
that's all.
I'm probably gonna have a little bit left.
Totally missed out on that campaign.
Yeah, so I'll just do that through PayPal if people want it. Should have a few left. But yeah, man. And here's just some of the stuff that, like, Dan, thank you again for backing, brother. You guys are gonna get stuff. You're gonna get a Butcher Tour trading card, a wanted poster, Death Metal Hero trading card, Voodoo Doll trading card. You're gonna get a 6 a.m. sticker right here. You're gonna get a Butch Cleaver symbol button. You're gonna get a Butch Cleaver bumper sticker to put on your car. I gotta put this on my new car. A Mothman trading card, an Opie Opossum trading card, a Preston Nikki at the Pipe, Doc Salem trading card, and you're gonna get a metal bottle opener. So for the next, I think the next I think 4 backers now, or 5 backers now. There's not too many left. So if you guys want that metal bottle, that was by Phoenix Animation. I haven't seen Phoenix in a minute, but God bless him.
Phoenix has been on the road.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he's been hitting the road jack. Yeah.
It's a fact, Jack.
Gotta hit the road, Jack. Let's see here. Yeah, and it's Butch Cleaver, the first book right there. And here's a little bit of the carnage right here towards the end of the book, like I was talking about earlier with Preston, Dan. I wanted to do something different with zombies. So I wanted to do, zombies are played out. So I was just like, what if I make zombified voodoo dolls, right? So you have these, they're humans, but they're kind of like mutated zombified voodoo dolls. Different proportions, different things like that. And they're fucking fun to draw, man. Real fun to draw. And Butch just kind of, again, I'm still learning. I'm a greenhorn, but I like doing a lot of panels with a lot of action in it. There's just something about that. We were talking about that on the last stream. We were looking at the vampire kung fu movie, where like some of the pages in that book me and Preston were looking at with Brian, they had like a lot of panels, and I don't know. Sometimes it's a hard read, but I like doing that.
I like doing a lot of panels when it calls for it.
Yeah, I like doing it when there's like action.
Well, sometimes a writer will write like, "Hey, there's going to be 4 panels here," but then you look at it and you're like, "Oh no, we're doing way more than 4 panels."
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
I did a page last night. We only had 3 panels in it.
Well, that's another thing too. Like sometimes you look at it and you'll be like, "There's going to be 6 panels here," and you're like, "Nah, it's going to be one. It's going to be definitely 1 panel."
Yeah, 1 panel, right?
Just one.
You guys, and like, you get like that passage of time panels where like you're basically you have to redraw the same panel. At some point, it's
honestly,
like, damn, do I want to copy and paste this panel just to show this?
I like doing it because it helps tell a story. Some people hate that shit. Like cinematography shit.
No, I like it. I don't do it. I haven't done it yet, but I plan on doing it. It's just
like a sunrise.
Yeah, I haven't done that in the story. It helps build the time, right? Yeah. Showing time slow down, basically, right? You're doing the stat paneling is what it's called, right? Stat
People
panel.
are going to have their opinions about that, but if you like it, do it. You know what I'm saying?
I enjoy it.
Oh yeah, for sure, dude. Do it, kind of do whatever you want, I think it's hard, like coming up with so you have a character, right? And I like action. I like Evil Dead, dude. Like I love Army of Darkness, and that's why there's a bunch of gore, he's fighting monsters and shit. So I like to see that shit, I'm just sick fuck that way. But just coming up with the different like gags, like the swing, what type of swing is he gonna do? Is he gonna go up, left, right? Where is he gonna hit him at? What perspective am I gonna show it from? Like it takes a lot of work sometimes to actually do that, and figure it out. Are people gonna think this look? All the fight choreography. It's like, are people gonna like this? Like, are they gonna respond to this? Like I am. I think it looks cool. Are other people gonna like it? And then you do it, and then I like to show my pieces to people that don't read comics, don't like comics, because sometimes, not all the time, but like to everybody, I like to show it to comic readers and non-comic readers. But if a non-comic reader can look at something and read it and know what it is, then you might be okay. And sometimes they're like, what the fuck's going on right there? So, but yeah, like right here, I just wanted to do like a little page to kind of catch everybody up. This is from the second book. Like, so say you don't really have to have the first book, but if you do, this is a little kind of refresher type thing that you're going to get.
Yeah.
It's just kind of showing a lot of stuff kind of thrown into one page, this concept was kind of like I ain't gonna lie, this was the micro, was it Leonardo da Vinci, where you got the man standing there, and he's got his arms spread out and whatnot. I think it was Leonardo da Vinci or Michael. I can't name
Michelangelo.
You're talking
about one of the Ninja
Turtles.
Turtles.
It's the oh God, what is that called? It's something.
It has
illustrated,
not Illustrated Man. It's yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's something man.
Mm-hmm. It's so common, like
if Jason was here, he would know.
Man. Yeah, and I'm should be looking at the chat. Okay, yeah. So I wanted to do that, but then kind of break it up with panels in between, like his limbs. I thought that might be kind of fun. Oh, here we go, Lion Mill.
Yeah, that's it.
All over it.
Yeah.
Virtue Vivian Man. Da Vinci.
Vitruvian Man.
There we go.
Da Vinci. Yeah.
I should have known about Da Vinci. You know, movie was Side Quest. You know, movie I enjoyed. You guys ever see Hudson Hawk?
Yes.
Oh, really?
That movie's awesome.
I think I did.
I kind of enjoyed that. You know, it had all the Da Vinci shit. You know, like
Yeah.
that was dope.
It was
you know?
it was the Da Vinci Code before the Da Vinci Code.
That's what's up. You're
Yeah.
right. I gotta see that again, dude. 85K and student loans helped. Yeah, man. I like what Lion Mills is doing. He's doing he's got like his like I think he's doing like historical like comics too. Like him and I think Matt. I forgot his name. Matt Krotz.
Yeah.
I think he's got Kyrie. The campaign's next level, dude. I wanted to pick those books up. I love history too. You know, like this book. It's kind of obviously it's a parallel, you know, historical thing. It's not historically accurate, but there is some stuff I take from history. Obviously, history is like was always my favorite subject in high school. That and art. Oh, we got hockey. What's up, man?
Hockey's in here.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What up, hockey? Hill from down under, brother. Thanks for stopping by, man. Curie. I'm closing down my stream tonight, guys. I'm closing down my campaign for Butch Cleaver 2, guys. So thanks for stopping by and saying what's up. I've had my campaign
out.
I've had it open for 2 years, dude. I'm fully funded, but I just kind of wanted to close it out and just kind of move.
He doesn't want anybody else to be able to get the book.
Yeah, fuck you guys.
Well, I just figured, you know, it's probably a good time to kind of close her out. Yeah, I mean, it's been open for a while, so. But yeah, I will be doing a third one in a few years. I'll just be honest.
A few years.
I'm not gonna put the book out until it's like really done, you know. Yeah, man. So, let's see here. You're gonna see some of that, and then
bottle
we're back to this. Yeah, bottle her up. I wanted to show. Stop sharing, and yeah, man. I wanted to show Preston's. Look at that, dude. I love what you're doing there, Preston.
Yeah, it's a quickie.
That's sick, dude. I'm digging that. That's the thing about Butch Cleaver, man. Like any like there's a lot of like leeway with him. You know, I really wanted the character to be like that, you know. Definitely Western, but it's like I want him to be kind of like Swamp Thing, right? Like you guys could draw Swamp Thing out of your head, right? For the most part.
Pretty close.
And and you could have fun with them too, you know. And Venom's kind of like that too, I think. So is Carnage. I think Venom for sure. I mean, you don't even need the symbol on him, right? He's fun, right? Like, and that's kind of how I wanted Butch to be, you know. You could like, I'm gonna draw some fucking weapons on his arm and give him a 6-shooter or gun or something, you know.
Yeah, I like that.
Hell, gotta get going. Morning comes early. The book looks great, Mac. Have a great night, gents. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Thanks for stopping by. But yeah, man, I really wanted to do that. And then let's see here. Oh, okay, cool. Let's see here. 1 second, guys. I'm gonna shoot the link real fast.
Check your DMs.
Yeah.
You must be trying
Let's
to
see
send
here.
something.
All right. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. Thank you again for coming, guys. It's awesome. You've been working on Goblin Girl right now too.
I've been working on putting together the like some of the stretch goal thing to get stuff out to the printers, but I can get things right now together so that eventually that all I have to do is print the books, the main books.
Ooh,
anyway.
Nice.
So I'm gonna try and get all the extras ordered up. Hopefully here before the end of the year. And that way I'll be able to do some updates and show some people some stuff instead of going, "Hey guys, I'm still sick. Hopefully we'll get this done soon." Because I got
sick, so back.
The book looks.
Yeah, there's like 2 people that have already like gone on my campaign have been like saying, "Let's just be honest, this is never coming out," and I'm just like, "What the fuck?"
It is.
So I'm dealing with that now.
Has it been that late that you?
It's probably, I think it's like a year and a half late right now.
There's later campaigns.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's later. It's all
I
good.
promised other dates, and I should have just like, I don't know. I don't know if I should promise dates so early, but there were so many things that happened out of my control.
If you're gonna make me wait, just don't make me wait and then be disappointed.
Oh no, I if somebody's disappointed by this, I'll be surprised. I mean, I've been like, there's stuff that I haven't even shown on the campaign that is like crazy better than the stuff. Like, there's stuff I can't show on the campaign, obviously, because it's too violent or like whatever, and I don't want to get my campaign to have any more issues.
I was going to back the black and white version, but then I seen all the effects you got in the colored.
Yeah, dude, it's
I'm only getting half the story if I get the black and white. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, kind of, yeah, because Billy's going crazy with color.
Billy's doing a dope job on it.
I requested it to look like it was all painted like, you know, like Dan Brereton style, and he's like going in there and just going crazy with it. So I saw a page the other day, and it was like, I would say it was 60% done, and I was like, "This is perfect." And he's like, "I'm not even done yet," and I'm like, "I know." But
that's awesome, man.
But yeah, it's been a couple pages that I've seen him finish that I was like, this should be tweaked, and I'm like, but don't worry right now, like, just get through the pages, and then we'll go through them one by one and like adjust things here and there that need to be adjusted for whatever reason. Other than like, I mean, most of the time he asks me, like, as he's going, he's like, "What color is this person? Like, are they somehow related to this other person? Is this the same guy?" Like, and I'm like, "No, it's not." So, just those things for right now. But there's some like tonal coloring choices that he used on a couple pages, and I'm like, "You're gonna have to adjust that later," because I liked it how it was the first time. But for the most part, it's all looking pretty good.
I have the pleasure of hanging out in Discord with them and seeing some of the pages, and they're fire, dude. They're crazy good.
And the trading cards, we just nailed down the layout for that. So it's just a matter of putting the images on the backside for the actual cards and putting them together.
Have you found the ordering the uploads and stuff like that fairly easy for that company?
I had the page where, I don't know if you sent me the link or what, but I found a link that goes directly to the page where it asks you like, it asks you all the specifics you want on the card, and then like it has a thing in there that says, do you need a template and like all that business.
Okay. You haven't placed the orders yet. You're still messing with it.
I have not placed the orders yet. I did like a thing where like I went through and put all the numbers in and just saw what it was going to cost, and they're pretty reasonable. So
yeah, it's not bad, dude. They're pretty good.
Yeah.
And if you do special effects, like special coatings and stuff, that's where it gets more pricey. But
yeah,
I was gonna ask Dan, would you be down to come on? Because normally, like Thursdays, I do this show called Open the Gates, where I have creators come talk about their campaign and their crafts. Would you like to come on maybe in a few weeks? Talk about Goblin Girl? Dope.
Sure.
Hell yeah. Sweet. I'd love to do a deep dive on that. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
How's everything going? Oh, I'm sorry. What were you saying?
I was gonna say I could probably show off some pages of that other book too. I'm gonna be doing.
Yeah. That'd be dope. Hell yeah.
I drew 4 pages last night, and I got a couple more I got to do just to pad out some things.
I can't wait to check that out, man. Damn, that's fucking coming along right there, Preston. That shit's fucking sick, dude. Yeah, I'm loving it.
Love this electric eraser.
I saw that, man. Like, I you know what's funny? Like, I just started using like erasers a lot more lately, and whiteout, and like for just lighting, and I wasn't doing that a lot my whole life.
Well, I had to get 2 of them. One for the thicker eraser and one for the fine. Yeah.
Oh shit! There's 2 different sizes of electric.
Yeah, but the thing is that you have to get rechargeable batteries for these fucking things.
Oh shit! Okay, I'm gonna have to pick your brain on that.
So quickly, you know what I'm saying?
Hey Preston, you want to come on my show later, like in a couple weeks too?
Yeah.
And talk about like just
Might
like
have some
like every,
non-Devils pages to show off.
just like your
nice.
Just you. We'll talk about like your art and stuff that you're working on and stuff. Pick your brain a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Hey, Jason, how's everything going with the Absolute Verse?
Yeah, good, man. I got 5 pages left and I'll finish up One Stormy Night. Then I could maybe think about either launching it or still holding on to the sign-up list.
Let's just face it, that campaign is collapsed.
Yeah, it's
never
done.
coming out.
Never gonna come out. Only 5 pages left.
That campaign is a cancer on indie comics.
That's what they say about my campaign. People saying
your campaign is fine.
You'll have the colors done by the end of the year.
It's a black and white book.
What's a black and white book?
Absolute One Stormy Night.
Oh, I wasn't talking about you.
Oh. Yeah, it's coming along, man.
That's awesome,
playing
man.
around now. I'm just playing around now with this. This is nothing. This is just me having some fun.
Yeah, what page is that, Jason?
What's what?
What page is that?
This is no page. This is just me drawing. I'm doodling.
Nice.
Disappointed.
It's just
I thought that was going to be a page on the interior.
No. That would make no sense. Why would this be?
Why would that make no sense?
Where would this go?
Wherever you want it to go, Jason.
It doesn't go in this, but it doesn't flow with the story at all. Like
that could be the first page of the book.
Then when they get to the second page, they're going to be confused because it's a totally different.
They'd be hooked. They'd be hooked already, just like that character's hooked.
They'd be disappointed because they're like, this has nothing to do with the rest of the story.
Jason, I've seen Heavy Metal Magazine. Most of that book doesn't have anything to do with the rest of the story.
Yeah, but I'm not doing heavy metal. I'm doing
that didn't stop me from buying like 40 or 50 issues of it.
I'm doing an ode to Sin City and G.I. Joe by doing a silent book.
Oh, I see.
I wanted to show a little bit of Goblin Girl.
Show it.
Show it. There it is.
Check this book out.
That's the little bit. That's all they get.
Yep, canceled.
And then we'll do a deep dive too in a few weeks. But come check out the beautiful book, man.
It's pretty. That cover though, Billy's redoing that cover.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't even ask him to. It was just like he did our.
I like that cover. What's wrong with
he
it?
did the. Well, I didn't have anything wrong with it either. Like we fought to get it to look like that, and then he did this like 2-page thing that we did to promote the book with Malin's thing, and then like he went back and looked at the work he did on this and was like, I've got to redo this. This isn't anywhere close to as good as the other one. So he's gonna. I don't know. He may keep parts of it, but I mean, he just said he felt that it could be better. So I was like, all right, man, whatever you got to do. So I'm not like
awesome, man.
I'm an okay colorist. I'm not like a amazing colorist, so I don't really interfere with if he says it's not good enough. Sometimes I say it's not good enough. I'm like, get back there and fix it, but it hasn't really happened that much.
I love the black and whites right here with your with just your ink washes, I guess. I fucking love that. Like that's. I'm not going full gray tones on my next book, but I'm doing patches of it here and there. But I fucking love that. Like I could see everything that's going on. There's not a hard read. Like I could see color with no color. I don't know if that makes sense. I know exactly what's going on.
Yeah, I've got a couple books I'm doing that way. They're just gonna be black and white.
Yeah, it's fucking metal as fuck.
Yeah, Plagle's gray tones are no one can
next
compare
level.
Them. They're really good. Yeah, they're next level, dude.
I don't know about next level. They're okay.
Think so. He'll say that, but they're really awesome. They're amazing.
Right.
He's one of the best at gray tones.
Yeah, these are both like beautiful, equally as beautiful. If I may be so bold.
Yeah,
and I could.
Well, that's why I'm offering both versions.
They're just different. That's dope.
A lot of people are like, I need the black and white, and I was like, all right, we'll make sure you have it.
That's why I backed both versions.
Yeah. So now everybody's getting oversized black and white and color. So.
And what I like too about the colors too,
you have to put. I apologize. You're gonna have to put it on your shelf now. I apologize to everybody that wanted to put this in a long box. It's now gonna have to go on a shelf.
Well, I figured
unless you've got
now
I was gonna say unless you got magazine box, but I don't even know if the magazine box will fit. I think it's
what size is it?
Too tall. I'm probably gonna do it at actual page size. I think.
Holy mother!
11 by 17.
Yeah, I
Gangster,
think.
Dude,
that'd be amazing.
That's dope. That'd be
Yeah.
amazing. And that's I mean,
Because I found
be so bold.
I found a printer where I can afford to have it printed like that. The only problems I might have is shipping it. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to pick your brain, dude. I need to get a weird print job on the next book.
Yeah.
So, because
I'm getting it. I'm using Canetti's. I'm using Eric Canetti's printer. So.
I think that's cool. I think what we're doing now too is like, you know, we're doing kind of like boutique books, you know, like sometimes, you know, I think like doing different sizes and stuff. That's cool. Like they do with, you know, like they do with the bande dessinée and whatnot, the BD stuff, you know, that's cool.
Yeah.
I think people like that. I think sometimes they might want to fucking throw it on the coffee table. You're having a dinner party, someone might pick it up. Maybe you'll have like fucking 7 books on the coffee table. I mean, if the kids don't rip them up, but you know what I mean? They do fit weird on the shelves, but fuck it. Let them fit weird on the shelf. You know what I mean? Put it on a fucking bookshelf. You don't have to put it on a you don't have to put it in a long box, you know? I was telling my wife, I actually want bookshelves. I'd love to have my walls just be bookshelves and I could put, you know, weird graphic novels on there and a couple books. not too many real books because I like my graphic novels. But I think that's cool, man. I mean, a lot of creators do like putting out big art. Like, I ain't gonna lie, Dan. I think fucking 11 by 17 would be dope. Like, even better than the smaller ones, you know?
Yeah, I think it'll be good. Everybody's been waiting so long, and I just want to make it extra special.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is what?
Yeah, man.
What is that? I don't know what that is. I can't even see. I'll use cardboard. What the hell is that?
Schnitzel. Does that mean you're good?
Yeah, I think I'm good.
But yeah, everybody,
I'm
come
good.
check out Goblin Girl.
Thank you, though.
It looks dope. I know I'm gonna pick up a copy.
I'm part Jewish, babe. It's not gonna work. And she's okay. We're happy with this. The wife brought home food. She brought home some like schnitzel, and I looked at it, and I was like, yeah, my body's not gonna allow me to eat that right now. So now I got cheese and some ham or something in here.
Ooh, that's good too.
Yeah. Yeah, I eat that every day for lunch.
Nice. Ham and rice, delicious.
Oh yeah.
Good book too.
So you get all the books right here, $80.
Yeah.
You get the color edition for $30. You get the great tone edition for $30.
Yeah. And that's the other thing is for that price, I also want to make sure people are getting the value. So
that's a great
I was like,
deal,
if I give them a bigger book, that's like buying a bande dessinée type book. So.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. And then we have like the Down Under gray tone perk for $30, international color version for $30. International gray tone book.
The shipping thing, I totally bungled. I had to make all these different shipping things.
Oh well. I mean, so you make it, but it's just like, you know, and then shipping is amorphous right now. You know, the rates are anyways. You know.
Well, it's even more amorphous now. That's what's crazy. It's like,
yeah,
I was like, I'm gonna have to go back and work or something and get some extra cash to finish this thing off.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Pick up an original page art, guys, right here, $300. You will not regret it.
Yeah.
There's only 8 left, so come check out Goblin Girl, everybody. And I'm gonna play the trailer real quick for you y'all.
Yeah.
It's right down the street from this place.
It's the only time I ever ate there.
No, you ate there with us at 38. I remember you very specifically meeting us. We had pizza and then you
yeah, it's like an old building, right?
Yeah, it's off. It's right down the street from Myrtle. Yeah.
Yep. Well, it's sealed around every hole.
If I cancel, like, do I have to cancel my perk that I backed, like the color edition? To
Do you have to cancel it?
No, to go ahead and back all the books plus the OGG.
Would
it be easier if I did that? Like canceled it and then rebacked it?
Well, he has to refund you through PayPal if you.
Yeah.
Because it's been so long. So.
Or can I just send you the difference?
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know if you could donate the difference and just email them and we can
I just
remind
PayPal
Playgo.
you the difference?
I mean, you could, I guess. I don't see why not.
And you can make like a note.
And I'll make a note. I mean,
I'll remember. Also, I'm sure Preston will remember.
Yeah,
so
I'll
it
just
comes time to fulfill
put your
that.
name. I mean, I'll remember that you asked.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody else has asked me personally, so
And
I'll just make sure
we
you
hang
get
out
it.
with Preston, so it's pretty easy to remember.
Yeah, I'll just make sure you get it. Don't worry about it.
Let's see here.
Worst case scenario, you have to remind me, and I just mail you the shit out. I mean,
True.
Mine's
Dude, yeah,
probably
I got a Fiendish 2 today, my box set. Dude, that thing is insanely heavy. I'm like,
you know,
crap.
you and her must talk, Jason.
Why?
Because you both like to mail me every single fucking thing other than the one that I did.
What do you? What didn't you get that was yours?
I got everything on her campaign except for my cover.
You did a cover?
Yeah.
What?
Never mind.
No, hold on. I hard for me to see. You know that. I flipped through it really quick. It's not like I examined each cover. Oh, jeez, man, dude, this thing is so heavy.
Yeah. She showed it off to me several times. Look how beautiful it is, Dan. I was like, oh man, can't wait to get mine.
I thought that was for the Goblin Girl English combo.
No, we have that too. Dude, have you guys, either of you guys, seen 30 Coins yet?
No, what's that?
Dude, it is gnarly, dude. There's some crazy monster effects on this show.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, I'm looking at a creature right now that's looks like it's got like 16 dicks. A head full of fucking teeth that looks like a tentacle.
Actually,
I'm like,
speaking
it's
of
creepy
that,
as fuck.
It's like 12 o'clock. I gotta head out.
Are you out?
Oh yeah, that's it. That's me.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to finish this later.
That's beautiful, Preston, man. Thanks again for coming out, man.
Yeah, it's dope, dude.
Yeah.
We're gonna be doing the metal shop.
Yeah, we have to. It's the night before. It's the night before Halloween. We got to do it.
That's what's up.
Oh man,
what are we gonna do, man? What are we gonna do?
I was thinking of Misfits, but we can do something.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's got to be
that sounds
horror
good.
based. Whatever.
No, that sounds perfect actually for Halloween Eve.
Have you guys done
And then
Manowar yet?
Not yet.
No, dude, but I was personal friends with King Kelly, the guy who did the Manowar covers and also the Kiss album covers. So when we do that, I think I might just do a whole retrospect on Ken Kelly's work.
Do a whole stream dedicated to him, kind of like the Bisley one.
When I was a kid, like one of only a handful of albums I had, one of them was Kiss's Destroyer.
Yeah. That original paint, and he was telling me a story about that, how it got destroyed. It doesn't exist. Like a rich guy bought it and he put it in the wrong pile. There's a pile that was going to the trash.
And now we gotta let this one go, because it's time for Silverline. Go check it out. Peace, everybody.